kind of shakes gently until his head explodes.
All righty. We have made it in spite of the best efforts of the internet to stop us. Welcome to Tuesday Night Omega Files. Tonight we will be doing the first episode of Snowcrash. And I know that there are a lot of people on the screen and in the audience who are very eager to watch this. And so we will start right in on it. I'm David. I am your keeper. I encourage you to grab a flashlight, a Glock, and perhaps a parka, and join us in these shadows of conspiracy and eldritch horrors as we face off against things both terrifying and exciting. You might go insane. You might survive. You might get to go on a long rest to a home. Who knows? If you are watching us live on Twitch, please make sure to follow. It's free, and it helps support all the Games Tavern shows. If you're catching us on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe so you won't miss when our episodes do get posted. Type YouTube, that's a exclamation point, YouTube in chat. I'm reading the dialogue here. Followers of our show will notice that we have some old faces who have returned, and we're very excited. This has been a long time in the making, and this will end our year here. So the next 4 weeks will be a lot of fun. So we'll do introductions first. I've already introduced myself. I'm David Quick. I am at @NotoriousGMD, @Notorious_GMD on Twitter. And you can feel free to hit me up there, and I'll probably even respond. Next up, Jose.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jose. I will be playing Jocko Burnside today. Do we want to do character introductions?
You do whatever you like.
Right on. I will be playing Jocko Burnside today. He is a long-haul trucker out of Alameda, California. His description is, I just wrote down rugged and basic, but he's a square-jawed dude who wears a mesh trucker's cap, t-shirt, and a jean jacket. And he probably has no idea why he is here, but that's me.
Very good. Ego.
I'm Sean Krellin, otherwise known as Ego Von Hubris. You can find me on most social medias as Ego Von Hubris. Tonight I will be playing the part of Tom Jones, but not that Tom Jones. He looks a little bit like Klaus from the Umbrella Academy, but with slightly crazier eyes. A little bit more of a lounge singer type. All-around entertainer, and for the last while has been institutionalized because of the many adventures that he's been on and the glorious roles that I've had so far. So we'll see how tonight goes. It should prove to be, I was going to say interesting, but I feel like unhinged might also work. So it'll be fun.
Did you not develop an unusual relationship with skulls that put
you? I would say that an unhealthy fascination, I would say, is probably an otherworldly fascination, if you will. Just really glad to still have mine, I think, is really a kicker. So, that's, just doing well.
Bill.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bill. You can find me in a lot of the social medias as Grumpy Lizard. I'll be reprising Scraps, the hobo from West Virginia, tonight. I'm very happy to be back, and, well, we'll see how long I last.
Very good. And lastly, Fen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Fen Bowman. You used to know me as Flick Baggins, but unfortunately he met with an untimely end. And so instead, this evening, we will be joined by Dane Prestick. They are a paranormal investigator and former associate of the late Flick Baggins, who has developed quite the fear of horses as a result of his untimely end.
Very good. And so before we get into our story, the Elder Gods will demand that we provide you with some data. But before we start, I do want to call out Fen, who has created this marvelous backdrop that sits behind all of us and adds such a wonderful ambiance to the show. Someone in chat had called it out, and I did want to say Fen is the artiste of the backdrop. So, Ego.
And it's so good. Please understand that we have a couple of content warnings that are in no particular order of importance. Those include abuse, animal death, self-harm, suicide, gratuitous violence, needles, kidnapping, death, blood, mental illness, tentacles, mutilations, mutations, shrubberies, insects, birds, blood, cats, dogs, drug use, chemicals and chemical usage, radiation, lizards, firearms, Walking Dead, blood, explosions, morgues, interrogations, more death, clowns, sarcasm, arson, threatening mechanical implements, and flying monsters, and snow.
Uh-oh. Sean, we appear someone has killed your feed, Sean.
No!
Oh, no. Okay. Also, the Omega File stream will feature several points in the broadcast where you get to decide part of the narrative. They've been carefully curated and selected so as to allow you to tip the scales one way or another in terms of the fate of these 4 intrepid investigators. You can help them, you can hurt them, you can really hurt them bad. It just depends on what you want to do. So you get to use this prime feature to vote in the chat to determine an effect somewhere in tonight's investigation 3 times. There will be 3 different places where you can do that. And hopefully that is already up and running because the first one occurs very quickly in tonight's story. Fen. Okay. It should be up in the next minute. Fen.
We are giving away a 3D print of a bat perfume jar from Make It Real 3D Print tonight. You can type X. Nope.
I think we've got a mistake there, Fen. That's my bad.
We've got a mistake. Oh well, see, David has lied to me.
So we have no giveaway for tonight. Fen, my apologies.
We have no giveaway for tonight. I was a big old liar.
Unless you just enjoy watching people be put through the grinder, which is giveaway enough in my mind. So let's go ahead and begin our session tonight. 3 of you receive a request to attend a meeting of the Home Office auxiliary field staff in a Clarion Inn in Nashville, Tennessee in 3 days. And it says quite simply, World Internet Conference, and it gives you a date about 10 days out, Stockholm. For briefing and equipment, please be at, and it gives you the Clarion address in Nashville. And it gives you a date and a time 3 days from now. So, Tom, you don't get that.
Fair.
So, Scraps, Jocko, and Dane, is there anything unusual that you're going to do? Are you going to choose to go? Or are you going to choose to run like hell? What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going.
This could be the answers you're looking for, Dane.
I'll find out what happened to Flick. Don't know
I think-
what the hell happened.
I think first thing I'd do, since I'm the only person, well, I've known a few people from the organization, and I would probably call them and see if they also received, because I have no idea, still have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm gonna call Scraps and see if he got a similar invitation to mine, and if so, ask him if he wants to ride.
Are you calling them on your normal cell phone, or are you going to get a burner phone?
I'll get a burner phone.
Okay.
Well, hell, that's all I own is burner phones. So I will gladly take a ride.
Better yet, I tend to go for payphones if I can find them. Still.
That's becoming very hard in this
I
day.
know.
and age.
I know.
Good thing you own a truck because you're going to be driving.
Indeed.
One of them.
So you two are driving together?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Driving the truck to the Clarion.
Dane, you going to take a truck? You going to fly? Where do you live normally?
I live in Los Angeles. I will get my flight sponsored by my employer.
And who is your employer?
I work for Rumble Snack, the clickbait mega giant.
Okay, so you got to go in and talk to, what's the name of your boss?
Oh, my boss's name is Mr. Richardson.
Okay. What's Mr. Richardson look like?
Mr. Richardson's kind of a shorter guy. He's like maybe like 5'6". He's on the stockier side, maybe weighs 185-ish pounds. Pretty classic editor type. He's got a close crop, like hairdo.
I got you. So you walk into his office to request this, and as you walk in, he's on the phone, and he looks over. He goes, "Yeah, go ahead, spend it. No problem. It's a good expense. It's a really good expense. I'll find the money somewhere else. Bye-bye." And he hangs up. He goes, "Prastic, what do you need?"
Hello there, Mr. Richardson. I just wanted to let you know that we found a really interesting next site for our next paranormal investigation. We're going to look a little bit into where Flick's gotten off to. So here's the information of where I'll need to be and when, and I'm just going to go ahead and submit a funding request for that.
Where is this investigation going to happen?
The investigation itself is we're going to Stockholm, but that part's going to be covered.
Oh, so where are you going in between? What do you need? What are you asking me for?
Because you're the one that's got to pay for my plane tickets.
No, but why? If you're going to Stockholm, I'm not paying for that.
No, you're paying for me to get to where I'll be meeting up with fellow investigators.
Oh, you've got some sort of cadre of other people like you that
We've got a whole third-party paranormal team that's going to make us super cut for our next big online campaign.
All right, I'll do this, but it's going to be a red eye because they're cheap. In fact, I think it's probably going to be what is the company whose jets are falling apart? That's the one I can afford for you for this. So it's going to be a red eye, and you be sure that if you get anything good out of this, that we get the scoop.
Oh, definitely, Mr. Richardson.
All right. Well, you can see Clara downstairs. She'll take care of you.
All right.
Now get the hell out of my office.
Well, I turn around and strut on back downstairs to Clara. God, that guy's such a shit.
They'll fix you up. They'll fix you up with tickets.
Awesome.
And it is US Air still in business? David's knowledge of airlines isn't where it should be.
We'll say yes.
Okay, I know there are several airlines my wife won't let me fly on. I just don't pay attention to what their names are. Alrighty, so yeah, you get your tickets. Y'all all make it to the Clarion in Nashville on time, no problem. And there is actually a conference room that has been reserved. There's of course a nice sign. Clarion has several small things going on. There's a small local Amway meeting going on, and there's also a small meeting of what appear to be vacuum salesmen. And then there's you, and it just says home office and directs you towards a conference room.
All right. Guess that's us. This gets weirder and weirder. All right.
So who goes in first? Actually, who arrives first? Dane or Jocko?
I'm driving a truck.
Dane, you'd probably get there first.
Yeah, I was going to say probably.
Yeah. You're probably having to hang out in the lobby because they didn't buy you a room for the night.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'm honestly probably sitting downstairs in whatever cafe they got. Just, taking little notes, what I've done so far.
Perfect. So it gets to be the time for the meeting, and you going to go on into the conference room?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead.
You go in. There is a woman in there dressed to the nines in corporate. She's got a long skirt on, actually knee length, white blouse, white dark coat over it. Definitely looks like kind of your power corporate appearance. She appears by all looks to be Indian or Pakistani, though it's hard for you to tell right off the top of your head because a lot of them share a lot of lineage and look. But she says, welcome. What is your name?
Hello, my name's Dane. They call me Great Dane because I'm like a dog with a bone.
She pulls out a small computer pad and says, "Oh yes, I have you here. Please have a seat. I hope the others arrive soon." Do you?
I silently sit there and make notes about her whilst I'm sitting there.
Okay. You will note there are some crullers on the table, along with 2 pots of coffee, one labeled decaf, one labeled not at all. So you can feel free to have some coffee if you'd like. And she
I
gestured.
pour myself coffee that is dark as my soul.
Okay. About 30 minutes later, she makes small talk with you. It's kind of uncomfortable because clearly she wants to engage you and keep the air full of noise, but she does
I
not.
mostly stare back.
That makes it even more uncomfortable. So after about 15 or 20 minutes, she stops trying to engage you and just goes over and does some make work stuff at the credenza, pretending like she's got, papers to shuffle or something. And about 10 minutes after that, Jocko and Scraps come walking in. Jocko, Scraps, you've never seen the person at the table nor the lady standing in the room, but she turns and goes, welcome. And your names are?
Everybody can calm down. Jocko Burnside and Scraps are in the building. Jocko, that's Scraps.
Howdy,
All
y'all.
right. She notes and she says, great. Well, there's some coffee and crullers on the table.
Those crullers?
They are. Feel free to have some. And have a seat. We'll get right to our briefing. I think you're going to find that time is a premium. She says, we've had operatives in Stockholm that have identified a potential threat. There's a piece of software which I believe at least 2 of you had experience with that is reputedly going to be marketed to terrorist groups who may be in attendance at the World Internet Forum. Now, don't get me wrong, the World Internet Forum is just a nice name for what is effectively a hackers convention. There will be black hat, white hat, and just people just interested for whatever reason. So it's not like a nefarious get together, but some of the people there will be dangerous. So be careful. So if you remember, Scraps and Jocko, based on your field reports, we had this software was connected to a series of strange psychological breakdowns and behaviors in which people were doing things they should not, by any reasonable standard, be expected to do. And so the Home Office is directing you to attend this conference being held next week. And it's in Geneva that this is occurring. It is private internet companies and executives. As
Wisconsin?
well. No.
Yeah, I've been there before.
No. Geneva, Switzerland.
Oh, hell.
Switzerland.
And so there are several agenda items there that we think you may be interested in just both the content and the participants. There's some agendas based on neural encryption, a distribution medium for virtual reality, breakthroughs in distributed cooperative computing, and also Linux, which we think is the least likely to have any real interest, but hackers love it, so who knows. We can provide you, of course, with funds. We have your tickets to get there, and we're happy to provide any assistance we can. We will even have some assets on the ground at the conference to assist you if it gets to that point. We don't know what you're going to find there. We want you to go in and try to suss out if this software is actually being marketed, and if you can obtain the software. But that is the interest. Do you have questions?
Well, when you say obtain the software, are you talking financially or with some force?
As always, we believe that you are the people best able to make those assessments on the ground based on emerging conditions around you.
Well, there's going to be some financial assets available for that possibility of. All right.
Yes, we are very committed to this. It is important, and I think Scraps and Jocko, you've seen firsthand what this software can do, and we think you will agree that getting it out of the public sphere is important.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, we have a buddy, didn't we? Did we make a buddy, Scraps?
Oh.
Who's who should be connecting with the home office?
Yeah. You're talking about at the Bovine Institute.
That's the one. That's the one. He knows a lot about this computer stuff. Wonder if he'd be able to help us.
Is that a possibility?
We can certainly set up an opportunity for him to be available by phone or chat, video chat, if needed. We wouldn't want to put him there. He would stick out a bit there.
Oh yeah.
We think the fact that y'all will be relative unknowns will actually work to your advantage. We believe that you can go in and people will assume that you are up and coming hackers who really haven't made a name for yourselves yet.
All right.
And we know this will be a stretch for some of you, so we have provided, and she gestures over and you see what appears to be a large military-style duffel bag. We have provided a wealth of reading material for you on current technology trends.
Well,
it is a long flight, so.
That's good, because my last personal computer was a Commodore 64. So.
Oh my, that was a long time ago, Jocko.
It was. But that's a long flight.
Dane just picks up one of the computer books and looks at it like longingly, like, Flick used to love computers.
Well, how about
Shame.
you?
I love finding out what happens.
Are you savvy with the computer stuff? Is what I'm asking.
I can be savvy at anything if I try hard enough.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, Bill, make me a psychology roll.
Right. Ooh, 11.
Dane, are you just blowing wind up his skirt, or are you actually decent at computers?
I'm pretty decent. I have like a 35 in computer use, and I have some electronic repair stuff.
So Dane seems like he is being honest with you, Scraps, at least in his own estimation.
Well, better than my estimation of myself, so I'll take it.
Fair. So there is one more person on your team. However, we are going to need you to stop by and pick them up on the way to your flight, which is leaving out of Dulles in a few days. You have one Tom Jones, who is a asset, and he has been
in Vegas, right?
No,
he's in Vegas.
Not that Tom Jones. This is another Tom Jones.
Okay.
She actually turns her computer screen and shows you a picture of Tom Jones, and what you see is kind of a Keith Richards looking lounge singer, somewhere between the age of 30 and 70.
or 182.
Very hard to tell. Is that fair, Tom Jones?
100%. It's I would say that, yeah, if like I'm 12, those are some hard years, kind of quality to him, like, yeah.
So Tom had a difficult run-in on a mission, and has been receiving help, institutional help, for the past several months to try to get his head straight and get him back to a point where he can be of use to himself and society and us and you. And so we'll need you. It's taken a while to track him down, actually. He's a model patient, apparently. He was under the guidance and the care of one of our assets, a psychologist and psychiatrist of some repute. And after several months of progress, Tom just apparently left the facility, as far as we can tell. And so it's taken some time to track him down. The staff loves him.
Sorry, we're supposed to trust this guy.
Oh, I didn't say to trust him. I said he was part of your team.
I've been on missions with Tom before. He's a good feller.
He is at the St. Albans home for the recuperating in Nashville. He's here in town. We finally only found him. We actually lucked into it. One of our employees locally. Her nana is there too, and while they were there, they saw this, and she pulls out a poster on 11 by 14 paper that's got kind of that same picture, and it says nightly at the dining hall, 5 p.m. Tom Jones. And so he's apparently been doing a 3 or 4 week run there at St. Albans, but he's not registered in the facility, so we're not really sure how he's being hidden in the facility. He's performing under his name, but he is not actually there under his name. So play it by ear. I'm sure y'all can figure it out, but he should be good to go. He's been in care long enough now that his brain should be okay again. Dane, to your point, I don't know that I can ever tell any of you to actually trust each other, but you do need to develop some level of confidence in each other for sure.
I have a question on that.
You say so.
I have a question on that poster. Is that marker or finger paint? I can't tell from over here.
That's a great question. This is marker, but he points at the bottom and goes, "This is finger paint." It appears that the 5 o'clock was kind of a last-minute decision. My guess is he probably was trying to structure his performance around the Salisbury steak night on Wednesdays, and that's a big deal there.
I do love a good Salisbury steak, so I understand that.
So, any questions from you?
Well, since we're going overseas and I can't take my rig, is there a way of getting other assets over there?
Well, as I said, I will equip each of you with a credit card, which will give you a high level of spending capability. And when you're over there, you can, of course, they have the equivalents of Ubers and taxis there, or you can rent a car if you prefer. I'll leave that up to you. In this particular case, the mission priority is significant enough that we are willing to give you expenditure money so that you can do what you need to do, and we'll leave it on you. You're not going to have to fill out expense reports. That's not part of what we do in this particular part of the business. Any other questions?
I was thinking more like our existing physical mission tools.
Sure. If you've got stuff you want to take, I recommend we pack it in checked luggage and put it on as checked luggage. If you're actually carrying any weapons, we probably ought to pack that separately. We'll break it down and pack it and label it clearly as a weapon, so that a firearm, so that everyone there's no question. I'd hate for anybody to end up in jail for some period of time while the mission's occurring just because they tried to carry a firearm into a mission.
Me too. That's why I asked.
Other questions?
Dane just stands and starts walking out of the room.
Do you know who is selling this?
We don't.
Okay.
If we had some, and that's part of why we're sending you.
All right.
If we had an inkling of it, we might be able to bring assets to bear to take care of that situation, but we have not yet figured that out.
All right.
I will say, Dane, she calls at you as you're walking away. She says, I do need to tell you and Jocko that for this particular mission, it is important enough that we are actually designating Scraps as a mission leader here. So y'all function as a team, we get that, but if it comes right down to it, he's ultimately the one who makes any calls that the team can't agree to.
Hey, square by me.
All right.
They just turn and look Scraps up and down and nod.
Fair. Alrighty, and so I'll recommend y'all take off for St. Albans and go find Tom. That should be interesting. Well, at least you know where he'll be at 5 o'clock.
There you go.
I do have a car out front for y'all, by the way.
Perfect.
You'll be expected to drop it off at Dulles. It's a Hertz.
Do you have a location for my friend Jocko here to park his rig?
He can actually leave it right out here. We will contract with the hotel. be sure that it's okay.
All right.
Unless you'd rather park it somewhere more official, we can certainly get you a parking spot in a storage facility.
Now she should do here fine. That's fine.
Okay. Alrighty. Very well, guys. Good luck. And if there's anything we can do for you, feel free to ask. You'll have assets on the ground. You'll have access to your friend from the cow farm. And hopefully Tom Jones is recovered and itching to get back into the action.
Hopefully so. I grab a couple more crullers on the way out. Thanks for the snack, honey.
Good luck, Jocko. Alrighty, so with that, what you gonna do?
Well,
Gonna make our way.
I'm gonna hobble my way out to Jocko's truck and get my duffel bag. In the
Okay.
meantime, I'll also
I'm gonna go.
introduce myself today.
Go ahead.
Dane, as you'll see, I'm a little hobbly here. I lost part of my leg recently, so just don't mind me if I walk a little slow. And he's
I
got
don't mind at all. Scraps. Gotta ask, where's the names from?
Oh, I do a little odd jobs with metal work, and so I put the things together with scraps. So I got the moniker at the shelter, and it just stuck.
Interesting. I make a note of it in my little notepad.
Alrighty. So you take your bag, Scraps. Who else is loading any equipment into the vehicle?
I'm grabbing my bag from the truck, locking
Okay.
it up.
All right.
Yeah, I've just got my suitcase that I brought from the hotel. And as I'm putting it in, just kind of, Scraps. Jocko, I'm Dane. It's nice to meet you.
Dane.
I'm.
You can have shotgun. I'm
Well, thanks very much, Scraps. As we're all climbing in, I'm just gonna sort of nonchalantly. So, either of you guys ever heard of a character named Flick Baggins? Ever met him?
sorry to say I've not met Flick.
Likewise.
Interesting.
Buckle up.
Interesting.
Who's driving? Oh, I should have known who's driving. That was a dumb question. I know who's driving, and I know who's not going to be caught driving by mistake.
Made that
And I'm riding
mistake.
shotgun, just keeping an eye on these two.
Okay. So you navigate your way to St. Albans. It is a what you would consider to be a medium security, kind of a country club psychiatric care facility. And there's parking out front. It looks like, it's laid out a lot like a retirement home would be in terms of the kind of buildings and how the landscape is. So y'all get there, no problem. What are you going to do?
Well, what time or have we arrived? Is it?
Well, let's see. The briefing would have been about 9 that morning, so briefing probably took you about an hour total. Travel probably another hour, so you're still before lunch.
I say we go ahead and locate our buddy.
Yeah, I want to start
Yeah.
walking towards whatever lobby or
Yeah.
reception
Yeah.
area they got.
There's absolutely a reception area, and in fact, it's the only way to get into the interior of the facility. It appears.
Did they allow us to keep that flyer?
If you wanted it, you were able to keep it. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk behind and let these two lead the way in, since they apparently know who we're looking for.
That's fair.
Scraps,
All right.
what's the angle?
Well, I'm just going to go and ask for my old buddy here. I'm just going to slide the flyer up and say I'm here to see Tom. See how far it takes me.
All right. Dig it.
All
All
right.
right, you go in. There's a reception, a nurse at the reception desk. The lobby has a few people sitting in it who appear to be perhaps people like yourself who've come to visit and are waiting for something. And there's also one person you guess might be a patient speaking to another person out in the lobby. And pretty casual. The patient is a woman, older woman, and she's got a cigarette. She's like, it's not bad at all. Salisbury steak is to die for here.
Drooling a little.
It is what they're known for.
I'll just walk right up to the desk and just slide the flyer out.
Good morning, senor.
Morning. I'm looking for an old acquaintance of mine, and I noticed this flyer. I was wondering if I could meet Senior Tom here.
That is the Tom Jones.
Hmm?
Not the Tom Jones, our Tom Jones.
I understand. Might I be able to talk to Tom for a few minutes?
I'm not sure. This is a stage name, you understand?
I understand.
He is somewhere here, but I do not know. Wait, let me ask around and see if anyone knows his actual name.
Well, if you find him, just tell him Scraps is looking for him.
Very well. Have a seat here in the lobby, and we will see if we can find him.
Thank you kindly, ma'am.
Okay, so Tom, are you trying to avoid being found?
Not really. I mean, I didn't
Okay.
expect anyone to come looking, so it's sort of more of a surprise than anything.
Okay, so you realize something weird over the course of the 5-week run that you've made on stage at 5 o'clock in the dining hall here, and that is that everybody views your name as a stage name.
Yep.
And you're not really sure what the name is that you're here under, and you're not sure why you're here under a different name. How interested are you in that? How interested would you have been in that?
I would say probably when he first got here, not really in a place to be bothered by it. And then eventually he probably just was like, look, I don't want to make waves. I'm not trying to upset look, these guys make one of the best untoasted grilled cheeses you will ever have. And I'm not trying to leave that.
Fair. And you've got a clean bed every night. 3 squares, and people really seem to love you here.
The softest beans in 3 counties. It's great.
Your nurse, Estelle, takes great care of you. It's almost like a mother, right?
It's lovely. Look, the only rats I have to eat now are the ones I choose to.
There you go. So anyway, Estelle does come back, and she says, "How are you doing, Tom?" Oh, that's right. She never refers to you by any name. How are you doing?
Oh, good. It's
Okay.
really looking forward to 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah, it's another great.
Oh man,
performance.
it's a highlight. Not that I haven't appreciated the all toe-based basket weaving, but I would say that it's my 5 o'clocks that really put the spark in my day. I'd say I'm doing well. I'm excited.
I think you're getting into Elvis territory with this run. I mean, you have had a tremendous run, smaller scale, but man, week after week after week, they love you. They keep
it's all in the
coming back.
hips. That's what I've been saying for years.
Yeah. So, I have. She brings a tray out and says, "I have here some Jello shooters with your medicine. Now, you should know you normally don't take medicine this time of day,
Correct.
but." So she hands them to you. She says, "I had these done up in Jello because I knew you'd like it that way."
Top, you are so kind. That's so nice.
I try. You're a great patient. You're a great patient.
This old thing. And yeah, I'll reach for the Jello cups and just kind of knock them into my mouth.
Okay. And she'll take the empties, and she watches you for a minute and goes, "Okay, that looks like it's mellowing you out nicely."
Sure.
Now, I do need to check something. And she pulls out a small one of those things that you use to prick someone's finger. Where you press it down. It's like that. I don't even know what they call that. But she says, "I need your hand for just a second. I got to check your blood and make sure that it's flowing okay."
Of course. Let me just
Oh, she'll help you with that. She'll help you with that.
Hey, thank you so much.
I really don't know why you wear it. I really don't know why you still wear that thing, because honestly, you don't need it here.
Look, if you're going to give me a jacket that promotes self-hugs, I'm not going to get rid of it.
Point well taken. Alrighty, give me your finger.
Thanks.
She clicks your finger and it draws out a little blood, and then she puts the little tube and draws it up. He goes, "Thank you, that's all." And she walks back over to kind of her little medical table area. She says, "Well, Tom," excuse me, doesn't refer to you by name, my bad. She says, "Well, there are some people asking about you outside. I'm not sure who they are. Do you want to go see them, or would you prefer that we, deflect them?"
Normally, I would not be in a position to receive fans, but to be honest with you, you do make a good point about the Elvis-type quality, and who am I to deny the love of the public?
That's fair. That's completely fair. Alrighty, well, let's take you out front then. You gonna keep that jacket on?
For now, I'd say it gives me a little bit of panache, an air of mystery, if you will. So, let's, just for the fans, and we'll change later.
Okay,
the show.
That's great. So she leads you out to the lobby, and there's two people that you know and one that you don't. And she says, she looks at you, Scraps, and Jocko, and Dane, and says, "This is the person in the poster." And she holds up the poster. "You wish to see him?"
Hey! You brought friends! Oh, this is so wonderful. This does my heart so much good. I love this so much. It's so good to see you. How have you been?
It is very good to see you. I haven't seen you since y'all dropped me off at the emergency room.
Yep. It's good to see that I assume most of your organs are still intact?
Oh, yeah, just, got a little add-on here, and I smacked the crutch against my prosthetic leg.
Hey.
I helped do some modifications myself.
Well, I wouldn't put it past you, my friend. I was going to say, you've always been good in a pinch. I hope that's not too soon.
No, you're fine, man.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, it's really good to see you. Hale, hearty, mostly whole. I mean, what more can you expect from a group like this? I love
Exactly. Some of our mutual friends asked me to come and take you along for a ride. Do you feel like joining in?
Oh, I mean, I do have a 5:00 show.
Oh, we can leave tonight. I would not ask you to give up a performance.
Well, that's very kind of you. In which case, then, yeah, once we wrap, I would say that I'd be willing to go on tour, but not for too long, though, because, I don't want to miss, I mean, first of all, I don't know if you've heard about the Salisbury steak, but, let me just say, stay for it. Like, come for the show, stay for the steak. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's why I'm wanting to wait till after 5 o'clock. I've got to try this steak.
You're a man after my own heart, Scraps. I love you so much for it. I mean, it's one of those things where, I don't want to be gone, too long. It's really nice here. It's very clean, which is new. Took a little getting used to. It's strange sleeping in beds as opposed to doorways, but, all in all, I would say that, it's a life that I'm like, I see why other people do this. I get it now. All right. Yeah. So, obviously I don't want to be gone too long. They love me here and all, but yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Let's go on tour.
All right. I'll be here just before 5. Get in the front row.
Oh, I'm so excited. Let me just see if I can, we'll figure this out.
Let me introduce you to a new friend of mine. This is Dane.
Dane, a genuine pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Good to meet you, Tom.
I can tell a fan. It's so nice. It's very good to see you. Don't mind if I don't shake hands. They usually don't let me approach visitors. Even though they keep my nails really short now, they still, there's still rules. But
no,
I'm sure
that's okay. You can not much of a touch.
Oh, then this is gonna be great because I am one hell of a hugger. So, we'll work something out. We'll work out a system of call signs or something. Oh my, it's just wonderful. I very much enjoy the shape of your head.
Yeah, I was afraid you'd say something like that.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And I just kind of turned to the other two, and I'm like, "This is the one. We're supposed to be meeting this guy. This is the right guy." Yes.
Absolutely. You haven't changed a bit, Tom.
All right.
I
Great
mean-
to meet you, Tom.
Yeah, let me just go get some of the clothes that I have that are mine, as opposed to the the pajamas that they normally wear. I do have my clothes that I came with me, and so let me I'll get changed and we'll do the quick show. Like the dinner show is basically just like him just being like, Mary had a little what? Marjorie, it's lamb. If you can't get it right, you're not gonna come to any more shows. Sorry about that, everyone. We're gonna postpone a little bit. I've got a tour to go on, but I'll see y'all real soon. Thank you so very much. Good night. And then when he comes back around, he's wearing the clothes that he came in with, which unfortunately happen to look a lot like this. So there's just gonna be like missing a sleeve. It's like, hey. All right, guys. You guys ready to go? I'm set for an adventure. This is gonna be great.
So, Tom, you do look up at the clock and realize it's noon.
Yep. Unfazed. Like, all right, let's go.
You're skipping out on tonight's performance?
I don't think he has any actual realization that time is a thing.
Okay.
Like at 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere is more of a broad concept to him.
Okay.
He performed.
So when he comes
A
back
great
in,
show, Tom.
when he comes back in and shows you his clothes, the woman who's still there talking to whoever this is she's talking to goes, "Egads, I hate that guy. He is horrible." No, he does a very passable Wayne Newton, I will say.
Oh,
We'll
I'll win you over one day, Marjorie. I'll be here for a long time.
Omega, what is our first poll result? Okay. So, as y'all are having this time in the lobby, a person who looks probably like a hotel administrator comes walk in and says, "Mr. Smythe, what are you wearing? Do we need the laundry to take care of that?"
Nah, it's fine. It's my old digs, it just feels good to get back to myself, it feels, familiar.
Okay. So I will say, Tom, things are beginning to slow down for you. Like maybe the drugs she gave you are slowly taking a toll on you to the point where you might pass out at some point, potentially. And he says, and who are you, Mr. Smythe's friends, or what is your acquaintance with him?
Associates.
What'd you say?
I said associates.
Associates. Well, I'm certainly glad that you came to visit him. He's quite the character, as you see.
Sure is.
But he is here under house retention, and he really is not able to check himself out yet. He hasn't made that level of care.
Luckily, we're here to check him out for.
So I'll just need to see some proof that you are caretakers or family of his.
All right.
Well, we've got my old business manager, a couple of fans. I mean, I'm in very good. I'm in hands. Let's just leave it at that. I'm in hands.
The three of you notice that his speech is beginning to slur.
Does anybody else taste pennies? All I taste is pennies.
Hey,
I lean into this doctor person, and I say, "Hi, I'm actually here. I'm a home health aide, and I am here to take Mr. Jones back, and we're going to be taking care of him at home from now on with his family.
Oh, okay. That sounds great. If you'll just show me the transfer papers and your credentials as a home health aide, we'll be all good.
Yeah, for sure. And I reach in my bag, and I turn around and I say, oh my God, they forgot to give me his files. Okay. In that case, I'll just have to get on the phone with his representative. And I get out my phone and I call the home office.
Okay. Home office, an operator answers. Home office, phone bank, operator
Hi
says,
there, Mrs. Jones. We are here to pick up your husband, Tom. And unfortunately, it seems like the files weren't put in with his transfer papers. So if you could just speak with the doctor here, that would be fabulous. So he knows we're here to pick him up. And in the hopes that the operator has gotten the drift of my charade, I just hand over the phone.
The hospital administrator or facility administrator listens for a few moments and then says his stage name is Tom Jones. He's actually listed as a Philip Smythe in our records. Tells that to the operator and says, oh, and under whose authority are you taking caretaking for him? And he gets an answer. And anybody who's actually put points into psychology can make me a psychology roll.
Huh. I assume I'm probably not going to roll.
35 out of 50.
Better roll with it.
So Dane, watching this guy, you are pretty sure that he is not satisfied with what he's hearing from the phone, right? It's kind of the same deal as what he was saying to you, and reflecting back on the conversation you had, he clearly was testing you to see how you would respond to these impediments to getting what you want. But finally, he does hand the phone back to you. He goes, very well. It's unusual, but I suppose it's process. I'll take Mr. Smythe back and have the staff clean him up. We can't have him walking out in a bloody shirt. And if you'll just wait here, we'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes with his possessions and his shirt. Well, his clean clothes.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks. You might have noticed he's kind of an unusual guy.
Will you be, he points at you, Dane, and says, will you be the party that's signing off the chain of custody and transfer on him?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, very well. Come on, Philip. Let's go get you cleaned up. And he leads Tom Jones away back towards his room.
Okay. Come back and just kind of a new, cleaner shirt. Still a little, still just kind of touching his finger, can't quite figure out why I can't feel. I can feel my face, but like when I touch it, but not from the inside. I can feel it, but I can't feel it. Is that weird?
This guy that has taken you back to your room, he meets Estelle at your room, and he leads you over to your bed and plops you down on your bed and turns and faces Estelle, and he's whispering to her. Are you trying to hear what he's saying?
I would say that I would probably be interested.
Okay,
especially if I've got friends, waiting for me outside. I'd probably want to know.
Yeah, make me a listen check.
Done. That is a 19 out of 30.
That's really good. So you hear, you're not going to hear because you're under the influence of some drugs, but you do hear some parts. You hear friends, taking away, tests, not showing signs, Atlanta, no physical abnormalities. And this is them talking back and forth. And they finish that conversation, which is brief, and you hear just those bits. And you feel foggier. You feel like you really want to just take a nap.
Yeah, they've got these. They're like vitamin shots. They hurt a lot, but the nice side effect is that they also they hurt a lot.
Fair. So you see them getting your clothes together into whatever you had, I guess a suitcase or a satchel or a duffel bag or
More like a bindle.
actually they're putting them back into the grocery bags you brought them in.
That one makes sense. Yeah.
And the more you watch them gathering your stuff, the tireder you get. Estelle comes back in after a little bit and confirms with the gentleman. She says, "It's confirmed there's nothing irregular in his blood. He's not demonstrating the same things that his friend in Atlanta did. So I don't think he's of any use to us." And the man says, "All right, well, we'll ship him off to a black site, get what we can out of him, and be done with it."
I'm going on tour.
Yes, you are, my friend. You are going on tour.
Can't wait.
And he turns and puts his hands on your shoulders and says, "You are going to fly higher than you ever have." And you feel the prick of a needle.
Yeah.
And
You're a real bad Salisbury steak.
And everything goes black for you. Guys, in the lobby, it's been about 20 minutes.
This doesn't feel right. This is taking too long.
Could we see the whatever hallway where Tom's room is?
There's a
Or
hallway they went down, and then they angled off into another hallway. So you can't actually see Tom's room from where you are. You can simply see hallways that lead to it.
Is there any physical blockages for us walking down that way?
Not at present, no, sir. It looks like there are fire doors, but they are open. Again, this is a minimum security.
I'm going to hobble my way down that hallway.
Yeah. I'm going. I'll lead the way.
Go ahead.
If I see any patients or nurses in the hallway, I'll ask them if they've seen Tom Jones.
Oh yeah, first one you talk to is, "Oh yeah, he's dreamy. He's wonderful, boy. He can really belt out the hits."
Yeah, got that. But have you seen him in the hallway here? We're looking for him.
She looks around and goes, "No, I don't see him right now. He came through like 20 minutes ago."
Okay, thank you, miss.
Administrator and with his nurse.
Keep on walking.
Okay.
Looking in the rooms.
You keep walking. You finally will get to the room that is labeled Philip Smythe, and the room is empty, except on the medical, like the cabinet table, the cupboard. There is a file folder, as well as a tray that's got some empty cups and a empty syringe on it.
What is the file folder?
The file folder appears to have some test results. At least that's what it looks like to you. If you've ever looked at medical test results, they're kind of difficult to discern.
I hand him the scraps.
Okay.
Make anything about that?
It's like looking at this huge data feed, and you really don't know what it is until you know what it is. So you know their test results. They've got Philip Smythe, the name on there, aka Tom Jones. So that is actually on that file.
All right.
But you don't know what the test results are.
Actually, I just snatch it out of his hands, and I'm listening to see if I hear, a doors open or Tom kind of mumbling in his, his songy voice.
Okay. Tom, make me a luck roll. Let's see how far they got you.
Luck, you say?
I do.
It's a 95.
So not great,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
I mean,
That is,
let's be perfectly fair. That is 100% on brand for this character.
that is absolutely correct. Yes, absolutely correct.
And for anybody in the audience who hasn't played Call of Cthulhu, that's a bad roll.
Yeah.
Roll low.
Yeah, it's like
Low,
golf.
low,
Like
low.
the lower number, the better. But yeah, it's very much. Yeah, good.
So what happens is you don't hear him, Scraps.
Ah, shit.
Well, they didn't come our way. Is there? I'm gonna pick a hallway and just start
What
walking
I'm-
my way down.
All
What
right.
I'm looking for is an exit sign to see if there's like a rear exit loading dock.
Of
There's got to be a
course.
secondary exit.
Yeah, of course there
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So make me a luck roll, Scraps, and make me a luck roll, Jocko.
Okay, 31. So that is-
84.
Jocko is channeling Tom Jones.
But I think Jocko, he lives on
You-
his
you
luck
do
a lot
have
of the
good
time.
luck. You do have good luck. Scraps, you're good to go. Yeah, so y'all find, between the two of you, you kind of hash out where it is.
Okay.
And you go out there, you'll find that there is a car moving away down the driveway. It is a black Ford Taurus. Looks a little older than maybe it should be.
I just turned and looked at Jocko and said, "Go get the car.
I'm
I'll
booking it
hobble
to the
my
car."
way."
And the woman who brought him out to the lobby, his nurse, is standing there, and she looks at you guys. Oh, is there a problem?
That's not us. They're taking him, and
Well,
they're not supposed to be.
The administrator is taking him to another facility. He said.
Yeah, I don't think that's the administrator.
Oh, he is the administrator. He's been working here for several months.
I start running away. I can't talk. Running towards the car.
Okay, running towards your car or that
Our car, our
Okay.
rental car.
Alrighty. How about you,
I'm
Scrap?
hobbling towards that car, trying to keep it in sight until
Okay.
Jocko comes around.
Okay. How about you, Dane?
I'm also running to join Jarko in the car.
Okay. So she's running along with you and talking Jocko as you go. She's like, "Is there something wrong? Is he in danger?" And just obviously concerned as she goes along with you. And y'all get to the car. Scraps, you get there a little bit later. But she pulls the door open for Scraps to help him in. She goes, "Is there something I can do? Is there something I can help with this?"
No, we just got to get moving.
Get out.
Okay. Well, good luck to you. And she moves to close your door, Scraps, and you see something small about this big fly through the air into the car out of her hand as she closes the door. And she turns and does this.
All right.
I open the door and I jump out of the car.
Can I
Okay.
make a grab for it in midair?
Sure. Make a dex roll.
All right.
And it'll be at half because this is a tiny little thing.
Okay. Well, and that is a no.
Okay. So it lands, Jocko, kind of in the floorboard at your feet. You don't know what it is, and you're paying attention trying to get the car moving. And what I can only describe as like a little, maybe like a coffee can size lid type thing. Black lands at your feet. Dane leaps out of the car, and Scraps, you hear behind you curse.
All right.
And-
Well, and do I notice what out of the corner of my eye what she's doing?
Yeah, sure. What are
She's
you gonna
looking
do? No, you see what she's doing. Oh, yes.
Okay,
She's
then in that case,
put her hands up to her ears.
I'm gonna do what she's doing, and try to wiggle my way out of the car. Just sort of
All right.
open the door with one hand, and then immediately bump it and cover.
Okay.
Try to get out.
Make me a luck roll, Jocko.
All right. 08.
Okay, so you are
Nice.
lucky. You can make a normal dexterity check to get out of the car.
All right. 61.
What's your dexterity?
80.
Oh yeah, good job. Dane, dexterity check, please.
I rolled a 38.
Okay.
40. Close one.
So you are barely out of the car. You had trouble getting that damn seatbelt off. You turn, and you're like, God damn it. And
I
you're
did that
hitting-
thing where I move too quickly and it locks up on you.
That's right. That's right. Scraps, unfortunately, since you shot for it, but you can't see it. It sails over the seat into the floorboard. You know it's there, but who knows what it is. And it goes off as boom.
Yep.
And the whole area is filled with light and sound as a flashbang goes off. So, Jocko, you obviously have heard it, and it's a little disorienting. Scraps, you are completely disoriented and blinded for the moment. And Dane, you are somewhat disoriented and kind of hanging out of you're actually hanging out of the car with your seatbelt still on you. And you see the woman, Jocko, you're probably the only one who can pay attention to this. You see her running back into the facility very quickly, faster than you would think a nurse.
Faster than she should be.
Yeah, faster than a nurse who was presenting as fairly old should be able to do.
She's full of
Alrighty.
shit.
Oh, what you gonna do?
No damage to the car though.
No significant damage to the car. It's gonna smell bad for a while.
All right, I don't have time for her, unfortunately. So I gesture to these guys and sort of guide them back into the car.
Okay.
I just kind of flop myself back in and close the door.
Scrap is sitting in the
And
back.
as she runs away, I just yell as I'm sort of pushing the guys in the car. I yell in her direction. I know where you work.
I'm leaving a bad Yelp review.
Perfect.
I never left the car. I'm laying out on the back seat.
All right, then I'm peeling out and looking for blackboard tours.
Alrighty. So make me. Oh, this is going to be right up your alley, Jocko. Make me a drive roll.
19.
That's really good. So he barely made his. You made yours really well. What's your drive?
75.
Wow. Yeah. So you go peeling out, and you gain a lot of distance very quickly. You're thinking this person didn't have a sense of urgency.
That's because I requested the V8 manual shift.
There you go. Well, he didn't have a sense of urgency because he thought the flashbang would probably delay y'all significantly. And clearly 2 of you have been delayed, but the one that matters didn't get delayed. So make me one more drive roll.
49.
So as you come barreling up the road, you're guessing he sees you, and his vehicle begins to accelerate and become much more urgent in its movement. So I need to know what your approach to this is going to be, Jocko. Are you going to just try to catch up, or are you going to try to run him off the road? Has somebody got a weapon that they can do something? What are you going to do?
My approach, because I am a driver, is I'm gonna bump them. Get my little bump on the side. Pick a side. I'm aiming him for I'm aiming for side of the road, whichever side of the road looks the safe. Like if there's a gully or something.
Okay. Alrighty. Tom, everything is, as you're beginning to come around, you hear loud sounds of motors, and everything's moving and bumping. You feel like you might be in a seat, laying down in the back seat.
Not the first time I've woken up in the back of a car, but
Yeah.
as he comes to, he's just very much like, I've got 2 chickens to paralyze.
That's a big hit.
Thank you.
Jocko, make me another drive roll.
28.
Alrighty, so you move up very quickly, and with your expert skill, you kind of obliterate his 98 roll and are able to move him off the road into the safer side. And he will spiral down into a ditch to the point where he can't easily get his vehicle out.
All right. I will keep driving until I sort of position my vehicle in front of his vehicle so that I can still get out, but he can't.
So that means you would have to drive kind of down into the ditch too.
If I can do that safely, I will. If not,
probably not. Yeah, the same land features that are making him unable to really pick up and get going again would make it difficult for you if you went to the same area.
Okay.
Think about like an embankment off the road.
Sure.
So it's more than just a ditch. It's a sloping embankment. So he's probably gonna have to be towed out of the spot he's in.
Okay. Well, then in that case, stop the car and look and see how my companions are doing, and then I'm gonna make my way towards that car.
Alrighty. So Dane, how are you doing?
I mean, if I'm recovered from the flashbang, I think I'm mostly doing pretty good. I'm kind of like ramped up on adrenaline and have my I pulled out my little phone and just started recording what we were doing.
Okay.
Get us some little backup footage.
Okay.
So
you're probably semi-recovered from the flashback. Probably
Yeah.
still a little hazy.
yeah, so I'm mostly kind of looking around trying to make sure no mysterious folks are getting out of that car.
Okay. And Scraps, you're less recovered than her,
What?
but you're beginning to. Yeah, it's exactly right.
That's point blank. What? Did we get there?
No. We got an
close,
issue.
Scraps. we got close.
All right. I
All right,
got your
so
back.
The administrator, Jocko, gets out of the vehicle and looks into the back.
Heads up, Jocko, the administrator's out of the vehicle.
I see him.
And he has pulled out a handgun.
All right.
9mm of some sort.
9mm. I see your 9mm, and I raise you a 44 Magnum.
Okay.
All right.
So what you gonna do?
I pointed at him and say, "You might want to put that down right now, buddy."
Okay. We're gonna say y'all are about 40 feet apart. That's about how far he's gone down the embankment. And he points his gun into the back seat.
Oh, I pulled the trigger.
Okay. Fire away.
58. Handgun's at only 40.
Do you want to use luck to get there?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, it's combat. I can't let you do that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My bad. That is the one rule that I never seem to grok. So anyway, do you get one shot per round with that, or is it two?
I believe it's one. I didn't write it down if it is more than one. I think it's just one.
Okay. So you shoot at him, and he kind of twitches and ducks because it makes a big noise when it goes off.
It says 1 parentheses 3 for Magnum.
Interesting. I mean, I guess you can shoot a burst of 3. That's how a lot of these weapons work. Do you want to do that?
Sure. Do I roll 2 more times then?
Yes.
All right, that's better. 25 and 09.
Nice. So you hit him the first time, and his gun discharges into the back seat. You're not sure if he hit anything or not, but it goes off. And then you hit him the second time, and he spins around and drops to the ground.
All right. Running over to the car.
Scrapped. Loud noises. Sorry, go ahead, Jocko.
I'm just running over to make sure Tom Jones is okay.
Okay. You go over. The hospital guy is laying on the ground with 2 bad wounds and probably dead. And Tom Jones in the back appears to be covered in blood.
I found a gun, but I'm like pointing it at myself. I'm like, I found a gun.
Make me an intelligence roll, Jocko.
No, that's a 97.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like, I mean, based on the spatter of blood all over him, your first instinct is he's been hit. Maybe by himself. He might have shot himself. Who knows?
No, just put that down right there on that seat there. That just no, it's not. It doesn't taste good. Trust me.
And then just like unceremoniously, just like with loose hands, just drop it. And just be like, okay.
That is, yeah.
All
No
right.
Salisbury steak there. All right, good. I'll check him real quick, make sure he's not bleeding out for real.
He does not appear to be bleeding out.
Tickle.
Yes, sorry about that.
And as you're checking him, you kind of settle your mind a little bit, Jocko, and your memory returns, and you know this is the same shirt he had on him back at the place. They didn't actually take him out of it.
Of course.
Dane, you come stumbling out of the car, and you can see Jocko down at the other car doing something. There you go. Perfect.
I kind of yelled down to Jocko. Jocko, how we looking down there?
Might need a little help getting Tom in our car so we can skedaddle.
So I kind of let myself stumble down. I don't know how steep it is. If I need to sit on my butt.
Yeah, please make me a dexterity roll.
Okay.
I heard explosions. Did they throw more grenades?
Oh, nice. I rolled a 14 out of 40.
Sort of, at him.
So you go to one knee for just a second, Dane, and come right back up, moving the whole time. Like, it's pretty remarkable that you didn't fall. Alrighty, so Dane's down there with you, Jocko. Scraps is calling out from the car. What you gonna do?
Scrap situation clear. We need some help getting Tom back in the car, and I'm just gonna check this administrator, pat him down.
Okay.
All right. I'll get out of the car and kind of stumble my way down the hill, kind of blinking, trying to clear my vision.
Alrighty.
Careful, there's a slippery spot right there.
Dexterity roll. Dexterity roll, please, and you will be at disadvantage on this.
That's
I
fair.
warned him. I told him.
I have one leg. And it's a hill. No.
Okay.
I am on my duff.
Yeah, you hit the ground pretty hard. You take 1 point of damage, but you can get up and right yourself. Your whole equilibrium still just kind of screwed up from the flashbang.
Yeah.
So Jocko, you're checking out the hospital administrator. He's definitely wearing a federal suit. He has ID on him. Michael Lennon. He is carrying identification and a badge with the Department of Treasury.
Oh shit! Interesting. Does his picture that all matches? It's him.
Yep, it all matches.
Yep.
And he's got like $200 in the wallet, a couple credit cards, class ring. Nothing really scandalous beyond the gun and the fact that he was trying to take Tom Jones.
All right.
If you check his phone, which will take you a while to figure out how to actually get into it. Oh no, now you can do face technology, so you can hold the phone up to his dead face and it'll start. I like that. Note to self.
Take his thumb. That always works.
And you will find on the phone he received a text message from it just says controller 23 as the source of the message. And it's a 1-800 number, and the message says move asset to black site 381, eliminate associates if necessary.
Oh, what the hell! I take the wallet with me. Take his phone with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take 100 of the cash. That's good gas money. And help get Tom back to our car.
All right. Hey, Tom, you're outside.
Hey, this air's nice. It's good. It's sobering. It's. I hate it. I hate being sober.
Fair.
Yeah.
Liquor on the plane.
Tom, how you doing? How we feeling?
I would
walk
say,
up this hill. Or do you
it's-
need help?
We're all trying to climb up that hill, right? I could
Yeah.
use some help.
To
I
you,
grab one of
Tom-
his arms and throw it over my neck.
Okay. To you, Tom, this hill looks like Escher painted it.
Yeah, absolute. Be like, whoa, hey there, Spider-Man. Let's get on back to that vehicle.
Very good.
I'm
Yeah,
good.
y'all managed to get up the hill without any further issues and back into your car.
Right.
What next?
Get on out of here.
Well, I'm gonna ask Jocko what he found.
I toss him the phone and I toss him the wallet. I'm
Is it,
keeping the $100
I'm
bucks.
assuming it's still unlocked.
The car?
The phone, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, the phone.
Yeah. No, it's already locked back down. Can't get into
And
it.
the time it took you to get up the hill, yeah.
I can open it back up for you. Go back down real quick. There you go. All right.
I locked down with Jocko this time, and I just take a really good straight-on photo of the guy's face.
That's a really good idea. I need to crowdsource from the group. Does that actually work? Because I was thinking the same thing, and I don't know if it works. But for the sake of the night, we're going to say it works.
All right.
I think it does. We'll say yes.
Listeners, if anybody knows if taking a picture of someone's face will actually unlock the phone, I would love to know that, because that's going to come up over and over again. Okay, I'm told by Omega Control, who is the king of crappy technology, that for crappy phones, it will work.
Sweet. Sweet. Good, Dane. That was good. I like that. All right, let's go.
Well,
Alrighty,
first thing I'm gonna do.
y'all are back in the car. What you want to do, Scraps?
I'm gonna cut off the location option. Make sure there's no GPS. Minimize that,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and then just kind of look through it, see phone files, that sort of junk.
So there's nothing super incriminating there except for the last text. But if you go back and look at this text from this, he gets a lot of text from these kind of sketchy numbers that aren't really identified. So like in a normal person's phone, you'd say it's spam, right? It's someone trying to hit them up for a home warranty or a car warranty or political contributions or whatever that is, whatever scam of the day is. But as you're looking at it, I want you to make me a intelligence roll.
Oh lordy, let's see. Okay. Oh no, that's a 90.
That's not good. Yeah, so it doesn't really, you don't put anything together looking through it.
Right.
Except that apparently he has very normal, mundane phone activity. Except, like I said, he gets a lot of spam, and he has this one text that's very critical. Because you have the context around it, is very incriminating. Now, looking at some of his other spam calls, they're weird. And if you have more context, you think to yourself, maybe these are incriminating too, and I'm just not seeing it.
I'm gonna ask Scraps if I can see the phone. Maybe I can.
Oh, I just chuck it up front and say, you have at it, buddy.
So I'm gonna take a look through his stuff too.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm just gonna check on Tom.
Tom looks like he's slowly beginning to come around. His eyes are the gray is lifting from his eyes slowly.
My teeth feel like they're wearing a coat, but
So it's weird. Tom, the inside of the car smells a lot like phosphorus and gunpowder. You think your nose may have been screwed up by something that's gone on.
someone have Taco Bell?
No, but we can stop on the way.
No,
Hey! All
I like
right.
what you're thinking.
We just watched that guy try to almost shoot you. We better live Moss.
Woo.
Yes.
Hey, all this time I have been living Minos. I think it's time that I live Moss.
there you go.
So, Dane, I want you to make that intelligence roll too, please.
I got a 48 out of 75.
That's really good. So you begin to piece together that this person's phone activity is indicative of something somewhat nefarious and incriminating, but you're not really sure with whom. Are you a big conspiracy theorist, or no? I didn't
No,
remember.
Dane's a professional skeptic.
Okay, professional skeptic. Okay. This looks like the kind of trail someone would leave on someone if they were trying to set them up as having been involved in a conspiracy that doesn't actually exist.
So as I'm driving, I'm like, all right. What is that guy all about? You think? Last I checked, U.S. Treasury doesn't kidnap people and try to shoot them.
Yeah, Tom,
you
you
think
like
it's-
way behind on taxes or something.
You think it's on the level sort of Black works, or is this like a extra agency sort of this guy was involved in something, he just happened to be a treasury agent?
I think the treasury agent might be a cover for something else.
Well, why would a treasury agent be moonlighting as a doctor at a retirement facility? It's
Yeah.
probably just a cover upon a cover. Best thing we can do is alert the home office and proceed with our mission as it is.
Proceeding.
Since I have his phone and my phone, I actually want to get on and see if I can just look up members of the Department of Treasury, because they're civil servants, so they should be publicly listed somewhere.
I think Treasury, I think some of them would be for sure, Dane, but others will not be. The federal government is not that open of a book, unfortunately.
Does he come up on Google?
You can look up his salary. That you can do. So like by name, you can go find out what people are paid, but getting pictures of them is harder.
Yeah, I guess that would make it a lot easier to fake stuff.
And this particular person, let me say this: you go looking in a place where you think you might be able to find a picture of a low-level treasury agent, and this person is not there, which gives you pause and concern as to who they might be, or what they might be doing, or what their connections might be.
Oh, can I use that picture I took of him to Google image search?
Sure. It'll come back. It'll show you the name is correct based on his ID, and you'll also be able to find some images of him from vacations that he has taken down in South America, the Bahamas, Russia, and Greece.
Never heard of stuff.
Nothing work related.
Interesting.
So, Jocko, where is your destination?
Well, nearest Taco Bell first. I'm ordering something, I don't know what, but it's going to have Supreme in the name. And then we're going to go to get out of town. And where are we catching our flight?
It was
Dulles.
Dulles, all right. Then I'm going to start driving towards DC.
Okay. Alrighty. So
I just want you all to know that this has been already so much fun. I am having an absolute Baja blast.
I am so glad, Tom. I'm really tickled that you are.
So as the vehicle barrels up the highway, up the interstate, probably 40 after you turn north. That would be 40 east-west. You're barreling up Interstate 40, and everyone's eating their Taco Bell, and everyone's wondering what that's going to end up as in a car full of people they don't know. That seems like the most horrific place I can possibly choose to take a break.
Fantastic.
So we're gonna break for 10 minutes, and we'll be back and continue after that. In the audience, if you have any questions for the cast or me, I mean the cast more than me, but if you've got questions, please put them in chat. We'll see if we can answer any of them as we pick up the action here in 10 minutes. Cheers, all.
All right.
Alrighty, good job, guys.
This is great.
All righty, everybody. Welcome back. The cast is ready. We've all rested a bit. They've relieved themselves. They've bio-braked and eaten and talked about what's going on and figured it all out. So the rest of this should be smooth sailing from here. We're cruising down Interstate 40 through Tennessee, getting ready to take the route that will take us up Interstate 70, 85. Which one goes up through your neck of the woods, Bill? Which one goes up through
81.
81. Thank you. Sorry, it's been too long since I've been over there. So they're headed up 81. The taco treats and the gorditas and everything else have been ingested. And how's that car doing, folks?
Windows down and we're doing fine.
Perfect. Okay. All righty. Thank you, Jack. Okay, so you make it to Dulles without issue, and everything's in order. I mean, is there anything anybody wants to grab on this end of the flight that you don't have? I know a couple of you had weapons. I assume you're going to pack them appropriately.
Do what the lady said.
Yep, I think it's smart. Anybody else need to do anything before you get on the flight? I will point out Tom has almost nothing. He has 2 grocery bags, 2 of the big paper grocery bags, and they appear to be full of some clothes that are mostly unwashed, some empty bottles of some empty water bottles that perhaps at one point had water in them, maybe, who knows. What else is in your bags that's really odd, Tom?
A wrench. That's pretty much about it.
Okay, there you go.
We're going to have you check that.
Yep.
So, Tom doesn't have normal luggage by any means, and it might be in order that you perhaps grab him some luggage.
We'll buy him like a rolling backpack or something.
Perfect.
Get him
like
a
kid's one specifically.
Have everybody sort of stand in a circle so the crowd doesn't gather, and sort of go through his bag and see what we can put in a bag on a plane and what we can't.
I love the idea. It's just, I've got on like a T-shirt that's like from the airport that says like I heart wherever we are.
Oh, I heart Dulles Airport.
I heart DC.
Washington DC, yeah, DC.
Yep, perfect. Yeah, just I heart DC. Just
like
like
White House on it.
I just straight up look like a tourist. like cool.
Except with a nice gold jacket on. Apparently,
yeah, exactly. But I throw the jacket on over it. It's I heart
that
DC.
is the only thing that Tom owns that looks like it's worth anything.
You look good, Tom. You look nice.
I'll get him a Caps hat.
Right,
red Caps.
Nice
cap.
Perfect.
So, the boarding will be without issue. If you want to arrange seats near each other, you can certainly do that. If you want to not arrange seats near each other,
I most certainly do not want to arrange seats near each other.
Okay, so you want to be far away from the others.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of reading,
Okay.
a lot of not being spoken to.
Okay. So it's study group then for you.
Yeah.
Okay. How about the rest of you? You gonna sit close, or you gonna just sit away from each other?
That doesn't matter to me. Either way.
I was gonna say I'm gonna sit wherever it is that I'm placed, and I'm at this point I feel like I'm probably fairly used to following directions of like where to sit and things like that because I've been amongst professionals for a while. So like I'll probably sit there like with my hands folded in my lap and then just not move until told.
Okay.
Like won't move at all. Like even if I have to use the restroom, I'm like I haven't asked. I don't even know who to ask, so I'm just gonna sit the entire time.
Okay.
I'm going to give Tom the window seat, and then I'm going to take the aisle seat so that Tom, if he tries to bolt, he's got to come through me.
Okay.
I'll sit across the aisle from Scraps.
That is a great call.
I love it. Okay, so Scraps. One of the stewardesses, as everybody's kind of getting on the plane and getting themselves settled, and you're watching what I like to call the dance of idiocy, as people try to fit too big of objects into too small of spaces in the overhead. One of the stewardesses steps up and says, I'm looking for Alan. I can't pronounce his last name. What is your last name?
Morris. I
Morris.
do believe you're at.
She says Alan Morris. Is there an Alan Morris on this flight?
That would be me, ma'am. How can I help you?
I've been asked to take you back out to the lobby, out to the terminal. There is someone there who apparently is taking you off the flight.
I'm being removed from the plane?
That is what I'm told. Yes, there's an air warden out there that is taking you off the flight.
I look back at Jocko and kind of motion towards Tom here. And I was like, well, I don't want to make a big scene because you're going to take me off whether I walk or crawl or drag, I'm assuming.
Well, I guess that's true. We'd rather you just walk out nicely.
I'll pull.
We don't want to hold up the plane or anything.
Since I'm 140 pounds of nothing, I can't.
I extend out my crutch, and I proceed to hobble my way towards the front of the plane. Kind of try to put on that air of these people are being so cruel to this cripple.
And the guy behind you actually shouts at the stewardess when you pull the crutch out. He's apparently Aussie. He goes, "Oh, look at that! You're making a cripple walk off the plane, you bastards!"
I kind of just hunch up a little bit, just trying to add a little to the whole show here.
Okay, so you walk off, and the stewardess walks along with you, and you get out back to the terminal area where you just boarded from, and there is a woman standing out there, a African American woman, with her hair in a tight hairstyle, bun probably, and she is standing there. She's dressed in blue, again, a Fed suit, blue suit, blue. She's definitely, you can tell, wearing body armor, and she's got a sidearm on her hip. And as you come walking out, she's got one hand on the hip, on the sidearm, and one hand on the other hip. And as you come walking out, she goes, "You Alan Morris?"
Yes, ma'am.
"I'm Officer Sheila Watkins with the U.S. Marshals." She leans in real close and goes, "I've got this for you," and pulls out what appears to be a FedEx envelope and hands it to you.
Okay.
And she leans back and goes, "I think he's okay. He doesn't seem to have the issues that were reported to us. I think you can put him back on the plane." And all the staff breathes a sigh of relief.
Listen, I got a couple of cousins named Alan, and this happens to me all the time. It's okay.
Well, you have a good flight, Mr. Morris. We're sorry to have inconvenienced you.
That's all right.
And she watches you get back on the plane.
And I just do it like it's a normal thing.
Fair enough.
All right.
And Jocko, you breathe a sigh of relief as you see Scraps come walking back on the plane.
I pick up my Linux for Dummies and go back in my seat.
Tom Jones. He took his eyes off of you for a minute. Are you?
I'm just gonna stand up. I'm just gonna just a little bit. But you're kind of in like that seat thing where like so you kind of shuffle my way out into the hallway. Just kind of give a little bit of a stretch. And just walk confidently toward the front of the plane.
And then all of a sudden I get on. It's like, Tom.
And then Scraps steps into the aisleway in front of you.
And I just go, "Ah, good, you're back."
Yeah, it's all right.
I'll just pivot and walk back to my seat.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't tell me he was a wanderer, Scraps.
I'm sorry. That's not usually the song he sings, but
He really loved that Salisbury steak and that cheese cheese sandwich.
Look, I'm just saying, if I'm late for the 7:00 check-in, they get angry, and then the shots that, like, normally they give you like vitamin shots and like some like muscle relaxers, but every now and again they give you the painful ones if you don't check in. I mean, they're fine. They just They're not fine.
It's okay.
Anyway.
I promise to have you back by 7 o'clock.
If anybody's looking at Tom kind of weird, that's near me.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I'll look at him and go. He loves Murdoch from the A-Team.
And they all nod their heads and go, "Oh yeah, we love that show."
Yeah.
I'm method, like Daniel Day. Me.
Dane, you will notice there has been some hullabaloo on the plane that has interrupted your reading. And as you kind of look up to see what's going on, it's Tom and Scraps standing and moving around.
Can I spot that Scraps has a thing in his hand? Whatever this FedEx thing is.
I don't know, Scraps. Are you hiding it or are you keeping it out?
It wouldn't be that well hidden.
Okay.
You know, I've only got the use of the one arm because the other one's doing with the crutch. So.
So let's see. Dane's got 50. So. Yeah, you do see it in his arm.
Okay. Just looking. I'm just watching it.
Anyway, everybody gets back in their seats, strapped in, and the flight will take off without further incident. Scraps, are you going to take a look inside the package at some point during the flight?
I am trying to decide on that because.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, this could be one of those mid-flight bombs kind of thing, and that you know, this is another federal agent. I don't know who didn't identify what office they were from when they handed me the package.
It's not like a big bulky FedEx. It's an envelope, and you kind of jiggle it around. You can feel it's relatively light. It's got a couple things in it, but I mean, you're not an explosive guy, but it's certainly less heavy than whatever flew into your car earlier.
Pardon me for being a little shy.
Oh, I don't. I respect that and appreciate it. Actually, I
will actually do that in the restroom. If I'm gonna open it in the restroom, so if it is an explosive device of some sort, it will be better contained.
That's really kind of you. Alrighty. So the plane gets up to cruising height, altitude, and after a little bit, you've got an opportunity to go hit the bathroom with it if you want to.
I do so. I'll kind of motion to Jocko to keep an eye on my companion here.
Putting the Linux for Dummies book down and sitting in Scraps' seat while he's at the bathroom.
Okay. So Tom, Scraps heads to the bathroom and Jocko sits down next to you.
Hey, how's your flight? Doing well? Doing okay, buddy?
Doing just
obviously
just
not the person who should be checking on other people is checking on other people.
I'm looking out the window onto the wing of the airplane.
We don't see nothing there this time, right?
You ever see that Twilight Zone?
Seen it. Yeah.
Dane, make me a luck roll. Scraps, in the bathroom, you open up the container. Do you do anything special to open it? Are there any procedures or precautions I need to be aware of? I don't want to presume a level of paranoia that is not justified.
Actually, he's just going to kind of run his fingers along the seam since it's an envelope. Just feel like if there's any wire kind of running towards the main seal. If I feel anything weird, I'm just going to tear the bottom of the package.
You don't feel anything weird beyond that little strip of adhesive.
I made my
open it up.
Okay, I'll be right with you, Dane. Alrighty, so Bill, Scraps, you open it up, and what you find is a stack of business cards. Actually, it's 4 stacks, about yay high, with rubber bands around them. One for each of the 4 of you. One stack of 20 for each of the 4 of you.
Okay.
You find and 4 identification badges that are for a company called Syscom Incorporated, with fake names for you.
All right.
Also, you find 4 U.S. driver's licenses, all from Nevada, with your faces and names on them.
Our current names, no pseudonyms.
Oh, excuse me. Your sorry, my bad. Yeah, your pseudonym as per the business card and the ID. So they basically established a pseudonym for each of you, and an address in Nevada that all of you apparently share.
All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll divide it out in the individual stacks. I'll hold on to Tom's for now.
Okay.
In an extra pocket until he seems a little more lucid.
Okay. I mean, he seems like he's back to normal. He just seems really regretful that he left the St. Albans.
Well, I'm also going to ask about what the in-flight meal is and if there's a steak option.
Okay. So before you leave the bathroom, you do notice something strange on the floor of the bathroom. It appears to be several husks of pretty large insects, probably as big as my thumb.
Well, that ain't normal. I'll kind of bend down and just kind of pick one up by the edge and see if I... Normally they clean these planes before you're supposed to get on them.
Yeah. Make a...
Natural history?
Yeah, that works. I'm good for that.
All right. Nope, just out. Actually,
Okay.
wait. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it ride.
Okay. These look like, just based on you looking at them, they look like a form of cockroach, which normally they don't shed their exoskeleton.
No.
So that would be unusual.
What the hell? I'll pocket one of them.
Okay. What are you gonna do with the others?
I'll just kind of kick him over to the corner I don't want to freak some poor woman out when she comes in and sees a cockroach
Fair
in
enough.
the middle of the floor here.
All right. You get back to your seat. You're gonna distribute the stuff.
Actually, on my way through, I will kind of just, put my hand on Dane's shoulder, cupping the material that was for him.
I'm gonna just put my hand up like this and kind of grab it.
And when I get to Jocko, I'll just shake his hand and thank him and do the same thing and palm it over.
So as you approach, I'm just like, yeah. So in the end, I think I prefer Shatner's performance. I think this guy was a little bit too manic for me.
I will have to agree. It was the flop sweat. I think kind of oversold it. And hey, Scraps.
Oh, hey. No, I think it's best when the two of them met on that other show. And
yeah.
That was good. That was a good nod. That was a good nod.
I saw it too moment. That was quality.
Well, thank you for sitting with my friend here.
Absolutely.
I appreciate all the bags of pretzels. It's been so long since I've had crunchy food. Yeah. So that's been nice. It's been a lovely trip so far. I'm feeling a lot better.
Just cross the hall and flop down on my seat. Let Scraps have his seat back.
Alrighty.
And palm the whatever he just gave me. Take a look at it.
Okay. Yeah, you can look at it covertly, both you and Dane. You'll find it's an ID on a like a lanyard type thing, with a name that you don't recognize, but it's got your picture on it. It's also business cards that list that name again that you don't recognize, and it lists you as a executive. What is it? Executive R&D consultant.
It lists me as an executive.
All of you are listed. All of you.
First thing I think is I hope it's what's the name? What's my new name? Because I hope it's something.
Your new name is
something like Jack Burns or something.
Your new name is Fred Burns.
Oh, okay. All right. Good enough. 1 out of 2. Not bad.
There's also 20 business cards, ID. That was it, right? Yeah, that's it. Oh, and a driver's license from Nevada.
Sweet. All right. Put those in my wallet where they belong.
Okay. Oh, and credit cards. Scraps, I forgot that. There'd be 4 credit cards. All of them are Amex. All of them have the incorrect name on them.
All right. Yeah, they mentioned that they were going to give us some financial assistance.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Charge all the pretzels.
That's
I was
fair.
gonna say, I'm looking like if I have a card, it's like, who's Tim Jonesburg?
When we get closer to landing and Tom's had a moment to get some rest, I'll hand over the stuff, but not
Well,
not initially.
Sure enough, it is Tim Jonesburg. And,
Perfect.
and you're a dead ringer for this guy.
Oh, great.
I don't know where they found your doppelganger.
It's amazing. Now that is a handsome individual.
Like looking in a mirror.
Ah, man. Real.
So you're about 2 hours north out of Dulles and beginning to kind of be lulled to sleep, except probably Scraps, who's got this mission to watch Tom. And the captain's voice crackles over the intercom and goes, ladies and gentlemen, please put your seatbelts on. We're anticipating some turbulence as we approach Nova Scotia. Thank you. And the flight attendants begin making their way down to make sure everybody is buckled in. And you can feel that the jet has hit a couple areas where it's been buffeted.
He'll lean over to Scrap and say, "What you want? You want to look at, see what the stewardesses are doing, because if they look worried, that's when you know it's serious."
There. Dane, you said you made that luck roll?
Yes.
So good job. That means you actually get to study. That means you didn't have some sort of other thing in your general sphere that would have interrupted you from studying, like a crying baby or a complaining passenger or something like that. So you have a few hours of very good study.
Nice.
Tom Jones,
Yes.
you smell the hint of smoke, like electrical smoke.
Hey, I mean, I know it's been a while since I've been in the sky, but Scraps, is it normal at altitude to like smell the ozone?
I look around and go, "Oh no, not again!" And I start looking for a specific individual that I had left buried in cement in India, and see if he is back there smiling at me.
You do not see him, no.
All right.
That is
That
eerily specific.
yeah. No. Me and planes and smoke don't go real well. Are you?
Yeah.
I reach over and I cinch up Tom's seatbelt a little better and say,
Thanks. Yeah. I appreciate that. You know, you've been taking real good care of me. Oh, God, it smells like my Aunt Marjorie in here. Like it's just, ugh. Anyway, sorry to bother you. Like I mean, maybe it's just me.
No.
Maybe it's the recycled air. Like I don't.
Do I smell anything?
No, you don't. Tom, maybe you need to hit the bathroom.
Maybe that's it. Maybe.
I hate to say this, you might get fresh air in the bathroom.
I was gonna say, you know, look. I promise. Look, the doors are locked. I'm not going anywhere. I don't have the opportunity. Like I can't even make a call. You know, so it's even if I wanted to, which I do.
I'll walk him back.
I'll motion to the stewardess.
She comes over and goes, yes, sir.
My friend here isn't feeling too well. Is it possible that he could make a quick visit to the restroom?
Oh, of course, we wouldn't want him to spoil himself. We'd have to clean that up. So yes, sir, yes.
I was gonna say, and honestly, at this point in the game, I either smell smoke or have to pee. I genuinely, it's hard to tell anymore.
It doesn't smell like burnt toast, does it, sir? You could be having a stroke.
Unless it's electric toast. Do you have electric toast? Can I get electric toast sent to my seat?
No.
Otherwise,
no, you don't.
I'll be in the restroom.
Okay. She steps back and helps you get towards the back of the plane at the restroom.
I'll let him and Jocko
Okay.
seat, and I'm just going to sit there and kind of keep looking around nervously.
Jocko begins to get up, and then the flight attendant goes, "Sir, we need to stay in our seats."
My friend, he needs a little assistance with the bathroom, with the whole bathroom thing. Trust me, it wasn't disclosed in any official, but trust me, he needs a little bit of help.
What do you mean exactly?
Well, that's between him and his doctor, but
That's between him and his doctor.
What are you gonna do for him?
just make sure he's okay.
She turns to Scraps and says, "Sir, I know that you're kind of with that gentleman that is in the bathroom. Do you know this other person?"
Yeah, he's our companion. You notice that I'm a little unsteady on my feet, so if the plane was to do any lurching, I might fall flat on my face. So my buddy here is traveling with us.
Oh, okay. Feel free, sir. I'm sorry to have asked.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
You have to understand it's very irregular.
Oh yeah,
This whole
my buddy here-
situation, more
my
than you
buddy
know.
here's my buddy here is a
Speaking of irregular.
proctologist.
I'll be in the restroom.
Okay.
I'll be right outside the restroom.
Okay. So, Dane, you can't help it. They just won't fucking sit down.
That's
And
okay.
you're
The
probably
stewardesses came by
hyper-aware.
and I didn't even have my seatbelt on, so it's fine.
Yeah, you're probably hyper aware, right?
Yeah.
Because you were expecting them to interrupt you. But sure enough, Scraps comes back, sits down. 20, 30, 40 minutes later, Tom Jones is up, gallivanting around back towards the bathroom. And the flight attendant is talking to Jocko, and Jocko's talking to them, so you're not sure what he's up to. But then he gets up and he moves towards the back. And you might as well have sat with him.
While all this is happening, can I see anyone watching them or anything like that?
Oh, that's a good question. Make me a
There's a reason I didn't sit with y'all.
make me a spot hidden.
I did not make that.
So actually that works in this case. You do see a person wearing what we have described previously as a Fed suit, sitting actually in the row behind you and across, watching them very carefully. And this person is a youngish, I'm going to say mid-20s male with close-cropped crew cut, like a military cut. And he is also reading. You see, he's apparently reading a book by the Dalai Lama. And as they move back, he's definitely watching them.
Okay. I'm just keep an eye on that guy.
Okay. So you realize you're going to have to turn in your seat to see him because he's behind.
Oh, I have to, right.
Unless you've got some covert way, like with a mirror or something.
I am gonna get out my phone and just set it up like landscape mode selfie, so it kind of looks like I'm FaceTiming someone, and have him off, kind of get it angled so I can see him behind me.
Okay, cool. So yeah, he doesn't seem to notice that you're watching him. Tom, as you get in the bathroom and begin doing your business in there, you realize there's got to be somewhere a seal or something that's not quite what it should be, because there's a draft in the bathroom, right? It's a minute airflow, but it is a lot of it because of the fact that you're at pressurized velocities and way up. And so, as you are you sitting down or are you standing up to do your business?
Probably standing up. Like, I don't know if I actually had to use the bathroom. I just kind of needed to get out of my seat, really, more than anything.
Okay. So yeah, you're standing up and you notice something weird. It looks like there's a bug on the floor or two bugs that are running around near your feet.
Ugh.
They're about as big as my thumb.
I'll try to step on one of them.
Okay.
If I can.
Does that frighten you?
I would say that it would probably be unsettling to see bugs on a plane. But at the same time, I've spent so long that I'm just sort of like, look, I don't really, I don't know what the outside world even offers anymore. It's been like 4 months, but it's really not that long of a time for it to really matter. But
I mean, it seems like forever, right?
Yeah.
So you go ahead and you step on one, lift up your foot to look, and it begins moving again. And it looks like you have crushed it a little bit, but it's so damn durable, it just keeps going. and they definitely kind of swarming around your feet, like maybe they're looking for a place to bite you or something. Jocko, you hear a thump inside as it sounds like a foot hitting the floor really hard. What are you gonna do, Tom?
I'm gonna see. I'll take off my jacket and see if I can like catch one, so I can throw it in the toilet to flush it away.
Okay, so you're gonna get on your knees to get down at that level, or you're gonna try to bend at the waist and do it?
I'm gonna start by bending at the waist to see if that works, but there's not a lot of room in here, so it's really hard to maneuver.
Yeah, it's tough. Make me a luck roll, Tom.
Everything coming out okay in there, Tom?
Huh?
Jocko's right outside the door, Tom.
Yeah, be right out.
Jocko, you can hear his voice is stressed.
Be right out. Everything's fine. Everything's mostly fine. No, that's a 72.
That's pretty bad for you, isn't it?
It's not great.
Yeah, you fall forward and you actually fall and your head goes into the toilet.
Again, completely on brand. Yep. Yep.
You hear a
son of a... Why is the water always blue? What is even happening?
You hear this, Jocko.
All right, well, as long as he's still breathing.
Oh, God, they're everywhere. It's just everywhere.
What's everywhere? Oh, come on. Really?
Oh, now there's 2 of them? It's on my shoe. My face hurts. My shoes are weird.
Dane, the person that you're observing is looking around now. You can hear what's going on. You can hear there's something going on in the bathroom, and you can hear Jocko speaking into the door. Are you okay? What's going on? And then from inside the bathroom, you just hear muffled sounds. And the person you're observing is actually kind of looking. He's gesturing for a flight attendant. It's like, ma'am. And the flight attendant's coming back. Do you want to do anything, Dane? You don't have to. I'm just making the offer.
No, but I do want to try and listen in on whatever he says.
Okay. So in the you can pick yourself up, Sean. Your hair is a little wet with blue water, which is kind of gross, but not the worst thing that's been in your hair. And the toilet, for the record, was not full of anything other than the water. Okay. You had flushed.
Yeah.
I don't imply that. Okay. So, but yeah, the things are still moving around your feet. I mean, they're moving like in a circle. It might be like a ritual circle of some sort. Have you ever seen an animal that circles another animal? That's kind of what they're doing. You gonna do anything?
I think I'll just be like, they just keep circling, and they're not even doing anything, making it sound very vague to anyone just outside the door.
That's what you hear, Jocko.
I thought they didn't have water in those toilets. What the hell is he talking about? Circling.
I think at some point I'll crack the door and I'll just be like, Jocko, you gotta see this.
Well, do I really though?
Yeah. Oh, trust me, you'll be really interested in this. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
All right. Hit me with it, Tom. What the hell else am I doing?
And I just go, I'm like, my hair's like wetly plastered to my face.
I noticed that.
The blue water is trickling down his face.
Just dripping.
Not terribly phased, knowing.
And I'm just like, look, they're doing like, maybe they think I'm a god. And then like I gesture to my feet and there's 2 little like bugs like circling my feet.
You see these 2 little, what look like large, actually like cockroach-like creatures scuttling around on the floor in a circle.
What the shit?
That's what I said.
Is the stewardess near me?
She's actually come back. She's talking. You can see her. She's talking to a man who's like 3 rows up, and then she's looking back at you, and she comes back towards you, Jocko. And she says,
as she's coming back, I just quickly, before she gets to me, I want to say to Tom, we're like, you didn't bring those on here, did you?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Miss.
Yeah, what's going on? We've had a passenger complain that it sounds like something. Were you 2 in the bathroom together?
Get your head out of the toilet.
I'll lean out and be like, I'm trying to get him in here, but he just won't join me.
I opened the door a little wider. Like, the problem is your your cleaners seem to have missed something.
She looks down. She goes, "Oh my, what is that? Did you bring those?" She looks at Tom Jones. Did you bring
Come
those?
on, he went through security like we all did. Of course he didn't bring those.
I know very well.
She
that
looks
when-
at you as security for bugs.
Well,
Yeah.
they scan you. You go through an X-ray. You check their luggage. There are no
Yeah.
bugs.
I'm not allowed to bring any foreign fruits or vegetables to different countries. I'm definitely
Exactly.
not bringing bugs.
That's customs. That's very different. You'll go through customs on the other side of the flight. There, you'll have to declare your bugs if you have any.
Oh, that explains a lot. But no,
No,
not to my recollection.
he didn't bring those.
Huh. Okay. Well, go back to your seat, sir. Go back to your seat, sir. She looks at Jocko. Go back. Looks at Tom. Go back. We'll have this. We'll actually just close this bathroom up and have it cleaned when we get to the ground.
I mean, there's not much we can do while we're in the air, so I'll kind of like squeeze my way out of the bathroom past everybody and just kind of slick my wet hair back. Like it kind of like just deposits a little bit of liquid on the wall. Like just, yeah.
So, Dane, as they walk past, the guy that you've been watching goes, "Pervert."
Is the stewardess with them?
She is walking behind them, and she hears the guy and just kind of shakes her head and keeps walking.
As she approaches to pass my seat, I'm gonna just grab her attention real quick and ask,
Yeah, sir.
could I get just a small cup of water real quick?
Oh, sure. You want ice?
No thanks, no ice.
Okay. Yeah, sure thing. She walks over to she walks back actually to the kitchen area and comes and gives you a small plastic cup with water in it.
As she's walking away, I'm gonna just chug all the water real quick, and then I am going to go to the bathroom.
Okay. So the bathroom now has she's put a tape over it that says out of order. There's a second bathroom across the way. You can she's walking down the aisle, so she's not going to see if you want to go into the other bathroom or the.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop the out of order one open.
Okay. All right. So you go in there. Are you going to close the door behind you?
Yes.
Okay. So you go in there, and pretty quickly your attention is drawn to what appear to be two large bugs rushing around on the floor. I'm not even going to say they're scuttling because their legs aren't really moving. They're just scuttling around on the floor.
Pop my plastic cup over one of them.
Okay. You do that, and you've got one of them on the floor. The other one is still moving the same pattern, and it beats up against the plastic cup periodically near your hand. Then it circles around and it beats up near your hand. So probably a little closer to your hand than you might be comfortable with, depending on what you think it is.
I am gonna classic, just like put a paper towel, unfold the paper towel a little bit, put it under there, and kind of wrap up the cup.
Okay, you can do that.
I'm gonna just bring it back to my seat.
Alrighty, you have an unknown bug thing in your cup at your seat.
Perfect. Excellent. I'm
Alrighty.
just gonna observe the bug.
Okay. So as you sit down observing your bug, the plane begins rocking again harder, and you lose hold of the cup for just a second, and you grab it with both hands, and you're okay. The bug's still in there, but you're thinking, "Oh boy, this is dangerous territory." Tom, you smell really strong smell of smoke.
It just keeps getting worse. Like more there's okay.
There's a hand on your shoulder.
Huh?
There's a hand on your shoulder.
So, I'm just gonna
Passenger behind you. It's a young woman. She goes, "Do you smell smoke?" I think I
well,
smell smoke. That's bad, isn't it?
Well, not unless someone's smoking. I mean, they probably shouldn't be, but it's, I'm probably sure we're fine. Hey, Scraps, we're screwed.
So a bunch of people right in your area, Scraps and Tom, begin to talk about smelling smoke. Scraps, at this point, you actually can smell some smoke. And
All right.
the plane lurches like it drops some significant distance very quickly.
I reach over and just grab Tom by the collar and physically pull him into his seat.
Okay.
And say,
I didn't
sit
do.
down.
I did nothing.
I know.
The captain's voice once again crackles over the intercom. Goes, ladies and gentlemen, assume crash positions immediately. We have a critical engine failure. And you hear the whine of the engines, which is turned to a screech. And you can hear the fuselage of the big jet moaning as it is twisted and tormented by the furious plunge that it's making. Through the window, you see a curtain of white snowflakes, rushing by you at top speed and little else. It's only seconds, but the crash to you feels like it takes forever.
As we're hearing the announcement, I'm gonna shove my bug cup in my bag and zip it up.
Okay.
I'm very interested in the bug.
I just want to say how much I love that sentence, because only in Call of Cthulhu do you get, I shove my bug cup into my luggage.
Yeah, my important bug cup.
Alrighty. So you can see it's dark outside. What little light there is outside comes from the plane itself. And you've got a ton of snow. You all will have unconsciousness as you impact for some short period of time. And as you awake to a bone-chilling cold night with intermittent fires and cries and moans and a few screams around you. And so let's all make a Constitution check.
Constitution. All right.
53.
Just tell me if you make it.
Made it.
Or if you miss it, actually, more to the point.
Made it.
Okay. Tom?
Oh yeah, I got a 4.
Nice.
Apparently, I'm just used to going limp. Like, it's good.
So scraps, you take 1 point of cold damage. It is a temporary type of damage that, as long as you can warm up sometime in the reasonable future, it'll go away.
All right.
Okay. So lastly, for the crash itself, I need a luck roll from everybody. And I need you to tell me if you passed or if you failed, how much you failed by. Oh, that's right. You don't know your luck anymore. My bad. Sorry. This was written for a different age.
06.
Alrighty, that's really good. Scraps.
24.
Alrighty, that's really good. Tom Jones.
92.
Of course.
Right on brand.
I mean, it's like every time you tell me to roll luck, it's just sort of like, I know what to do. Like, it just fantastic.
Jane.
It just
40.
Okay, so all of you have made your luck rolls except Mr. Jones. And how much did you miss by there? Oh no, you rolled a 92, you say?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. So you have bruised your ribs as part of this crash, and you'll be at minus 15. Basically, your movement rate is minus 15% versus everybody else. So you're just going to be slower than everybody else, and your actions are going to be at minus 5% if they're physical. So take yourself back to Scalpel, kind of the same deal, but not nearly as bad as it was in Scalpel. Okay?
Gotcha.
And so you are all there in the night. The lights from what's left of the jet, the ones that are still operational, as well as the fires, are providing some light in this dark night full of snow. And you can see a couple other figures walking around. You see some debris that looks like it came out of the cargo hold, so potentially luggage, yours or other people's, might be there. Tell me what you want to do, and we're going to start with Jocko.
First thing I will do is check on my companions.
Okay.
And then this is in order of a priority for Jocko. Check on companions, check on people, make sure nobody's pinned or dying or something. And then if that is if no issues there, I'm going to go look for my luggage.
Okay. So we're going to take the first one right now, and I'll tell you your companions all appear to be alive, although Tom does appear to be moving with a little bit of carefulness that might indicate he has been hurt. Okay. So we're going to go next to Dane. Dane, what would you be doing?
Okay. I'm going to start by probably, gathering my bag under my seat in front of me.
So you've got your bug bag.
Yeah, my special bug bag. And I am going to look around and I'm going to go party up with my companions.
Okay. You can see Jocko's already moving around. Scraps is too, and they appear to be assessing the scene. Scraps, what you going to do?
I'm kind of shivering at this moment. I'm kind of looking around. They give those in-flight blankets.
Those are available. They typically are stored in the kitchen area. I mean, the kitchen area is everything for the flight attendants. Yeah. So they might be there. Are you looking for one of those maybe that might have been
just to kind of throw around myself since I've kind of caught a chill in this air.
Okay. So you look around, make me a luck roll.
All right. Oh, hot one.
Alrighty, yeah, you find actually 2 blankets that are not on fire. And they're like one right on top of the other, really mostly even folded still because they were tossed out as the jet was going down.
I'm going to wrap one around my shoulders and then hand one to Tom.
Okay. Tom? Go ahead.
And then the next thing is just kind of starting assessing the area.
Okay. Tom, you are handed a blanket by Scraps. Your ribs hurt really bad.
I'm going to nod my thanks. I'm going to go to be like, hey, thanks. So I'm going to kind of try to stand up out of the snow and then sit back down, wince a little, take a deep breath, realize that sucks too, get to my feet, kind of look around and just sort of be like, okay, cool. So it's not just me, and already that helps. What happened?
Is anybody actually going to answer him? I mean,
looks like a crash, Tom.
Yeah, that seems to. Oh God, yeah, that seems to fit. Anybody else's? Is it just me, or does everybody's breathing hurt?
I'm afraid it's just you, my friend.
Yep, that also tracks. I'm just I'm in need a sec, but let's just is everybody good? Everybody okay? Everybody?
Well, so far so good.
Cool.
Aside from the snowy plane crash, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, this is what happens when I miss Salisbury steak night. I told you, I knew it. I knew bad things would happen. It's fine. It's fine.
So I'm going to do the modern 21st century thing. I'm going to hold out my phone and see if there's any sort of signal.
Beautiful. So I'm going to say right now we're not going to go. I did that first thing kind of in an order just so everybody got a chance to do something. Now I'm going to kind of let the team crowdsource amongst itself what y'all want to do. So Bill, Scraps holds out his phone and he's... You remember how TVs used to look when you weren't actually watching a channel?
Yeah.
That's what your phone looks like right now. It's almost like static.
All right.
And it says you've got signal, but it looks unlike your phone has ever looked to you.
Does it look like snow?
Oh, please wipe off the screen there.
Yeah, no, it's there's something wrong with your phone. You're just not sure what it is. You've never seen it before. You've never seen this fail before. Jocko, you had asked about other people, and I will tell you, you see there are several people lying on the ground, moaning. in proximity, and I'm talking about a span that's probably 100-foot diameter around you, because there's luggage strewn across. There's fire. It looks like there's a big pile of luggage that maybe some of the jet fuel hit, and looks like it's building up flame pretty quickly. And there's people strewn everywhere, and there's dead people strewn everywhere. Really hard to tell. But you do see probably 10 figures, maybe 9 or 10 figures, walking around, checking on people too.
Okay. Well, then I'll point the people that are injured out to those folks. It's sort of like one over here, one over here. What I'm looking for is a stewardess or a pilot, the pilot's situation.
The pilot, the part of the jet that the pilots are kept in is about 100 feet away. It looks like the jet, when it hit, snapped, and the front part of the fuselage went that direction.
Sure.
The tail snapped off, and the middle part of the fuselage just kind of imploded in big chunks as it hit the ground. So you're going to go to where the pilot section would be?
I'm going there. I'm going to tell them I'm going there. I'm going to tell them that they might have emergency communication equipment or all that sort of good stuff. So that's where I'm going.
Alrighty. You head there. I'll take you in a sec. Anybody else want to do anything? I know Scraps is checking his phone. Dane or Tom?
I am also gonna look around for blankets, taking Scraps.
Okay, make me a luck roll.
Sure. I got a 32.
Alrighty, you find a blanket. It's got a little bit of a burn mark from it. You have to smack it on the ground to put the fire out. But the hole's only about yay big, so it's very much usable.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of walk away from the jet fuel fire you said was building and
so what
set
it
up
looks
a little makeshift.
It looks like a bunch of luggage from the cargo area has been hit with jet fuel, and it's beginning to become a fire. It is not yet there. So I want you to understand it's not yet dangerous, significantly dangerous.
In that case, I'm gonna pile some snow into this blanket, and I'm gonna try tossing it on that fire.
Okay. Alrighty. We'll see how effective that is. Tom, what you want to do?
Well, before it gets officially doused, I'm going to see if I can find any, strewn about luggage, anything that seems like it might still be kind of dry from snow.
There's a ton of it. There's a ton of it that's still intact right now.
Perfect. I'm going to just start bundling a bunch of it up into my arms and making a bit of a pile away from the other, the rest of the fire. I'm just going to kind of, keep it off to the side closer to where, some of the people are. And then I'm going to see if I can grab, I don't know, a sock or a pair of pants or something, light it on fire, and bring it over to the rest of the pile of clothes to kind of make a little bit of a bonfire that isn't explosive.
Fair. So when you're in terms of your luggage activities, are you looking just for any luggage that's intact, or are you looking for luggage that your team brought on?
Honestly, at this moment, I'm just thinking about ways to keep warm. So I'm just looking for loose articles of clothing, things like that, just things that look burnable.
Okay, so you reach in, you grab some luggage, grab a couple of carry-ons, and pull them out. They're a little bit on fire. You take 8 point of damage from the bits of fire that you expose yourself to, but you do have 2 intact carry-ons off on the side.
Perfect.
We are back to Jocko. Jocko, you make your way over to the pilot's place. The pilot and the co-pilots are clearly dead. This part of the jet was absolutely obliterated when it hit. I mean, it clearly took a huge amount of impact damage, and you're not even sure you can find them in there. I mean, it's so bad it would take time and daylight to try to find them.
So any I'm guessing their communication equipment is just obliterated.
All of it's in really bad shape.
I'll just look for one last thing, which would be like a emergency flare kit or anything like that. If I can see, if I can spot it. If not, I'm running back.
Yeah, make me a luck roll at half.
All right. 29.
Well, Jocko, you found one. You found a little plastic case with a flare gun and 3 flares in it.
Sweet. Grabbing that and going back to where everybody else is.
Alrighty.
And next thing I'm going to do is just look for my special case.
Okay, that's fair. Alrighty, scraps.
All right. Well, number one thing a lot of people bring on board or carry on is basically food. So, thing is, we don't know how long we're going to be here, so that's first. Survival is the first thing that he thinks about. So, some of the bags that Tom's going through, I'm just looking to make sure he isn't burning something that could be useful.
Okay. Yeah, Tom's kind of just ducking in and trying to grab stuff and pull it out. And this is all happening pretty quick. So you're looking to see if there might be something that looks useful to you, like something that clearly is food or just an intact carry-on or piece of luggage.
Mainly, survival implements wouldn't be allowed to be part of carry-on. So mainly he's looking for food or gloves. Hey.
Yeah. So I do want to point out, this is also from the cargo hold. So when I say carry-on, I'm talking about the size of the luggage, not the actual place where it was stored.
Okay, no, that's where Scraps is looking. Yeah. He's popping those.
Okay, a lot of those have been busted up, but you certainly can do that. Okay, so make me a luck roll.
All right.
You managed to grab 2 of them.
48.
Alrighty. And that is going to be a pretty high quality set of carry-ons for you. So remember that you're going to get something useful out of those. We go to Dane.
Yeah, so I am gonna try and extinguish this here little fire before it gets to burning too big.
So you put your snow into the fire and you realize the fire is going to spread faster than the snow can put it out. You just can't move enough snow fast enough to stop the fire.
In that case, I am going to shepherd, if there's anyone nearby, I'm going to start shepherding people away.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so you find there's a couple people. There's a black man, looks to be in his mid-30s, who clearly has got a busted head. He's got blood coming out of it, and he looks like he could use some help for sure, because he's kind of dazed and not really moving around. We've lost Dane for a while. Okay, so Tom. Oh, and Dane is back.
It's just my cameras.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Whatever.
So yeah, you've got one that definitely needs some help, and we'll take it if you offer.
I am gonna offer that help.
Tom Jones, you gonna look at your the stuff you pulled out, or are you gonna go grab more stuff? The fire is slowly gaining momentum.
Probably as I see people going through things, and actually like taking a concerted effort to investigate things, I'll probably I'll start to head back, like I'm gonna go grab more stuff, and then I'll reconsider and actually check out what it is that I'm actually burning. I don't think it was his first thought, but I think it would be an eventual thought.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, so what is burning is just a bunch of luggage. Some of it's carry-on stuff. Some of it came out of the cargo bay. It's scattered. There's a large field of jet fuel that's slowly igniting, even in spite of the snow. And so you were going to look in the ones you already pulled out? Is that what I was understanding?
If there's anything that I've pulled that is yet to be burned, I'll glance at it, but I'll also kind of look at the fire and be like, oh boy, I hope none of that was important.
Well, so that you're at a stage where you could still duck in and get some more if you want to.
Yeah, I probably
becoming riskier as time moves forward.
I probably would, just to ensure that we can stay alive outside of the thing. So I'd say that his primary mode would be, fire is warm, warmth means alive. Great.
So I'm going to tell you got a really good luck roll, and you did not take any damage from doing that this time, although the threshold was higher damage if you had. And so that's kind of the end of the point where you can begin pulling stuff out. So to recap, Jocko has found the flare pistol and the case, which has a couple extra rounds in it. Dane is helping one of the one of the injured, and a couple of the other injured are moving along with y'all, trying to get far enough away from the jet fuel that they're not in danger, but close enough to take advantage of the warmth of the fire. Tom Jones has 4 cases, random cases, and scraps. You have 2. Jocko, I will say, if you want to take a keen look for your special case while you're walking back, I will let you do that. It's going to be a spot hidden at disadvantage because it's hard to find.
That's roll twice, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
And take the worst. Yeah.
All right. 39 and 77. So 77
So your spot hidden
is 60.
60. So if you want to use 17 luck to bring it up to a success, you can.
No, I'll save that.
Okay.
You know, we don't want to waste that. But I will yell over to my companions and be like, "Don't burn all the clothes. We might need some clothes to put on up here."
Yeah, they're not too effective at getting the fire going. It's kind of going on its own. It's almost like being in a forest fire where one minute you're fighting it and one minute you are fleeing for your life.
Yeah,
That's kind of what's going on. They thought at first they were building a fire, and then all of a sudden they realized the fire was building itself.
Well, then in that case, save some of the clothes.
Yeah, you see Scraps has at least 2 pieces of luggage, and Tom Jones has 4. I will say, Jocko, you didn't see your specific case. You could reach in and try to grab some luggage yourself if you wish to.
Sure. Grab a luggage.
Make me a luck roll.
All right. 09.
That's really good. You get 2 pieces of luggage, and they are going to have something really useful in one of them.
2 pieces. All right.
Okay, so at this point, the fire's kind of gotten to the point where you can't do much in terms of the luggage. What's gone is kind of gone. There's only 9 people, by my count, alive beyond your group, and they are all kind of huddled near the fire, but not near enough to be in danger. And it appears one of them is a former Marine, and he's actually moving around triaging as he goes, although you can see he's really limping something fierce. It looks like he can't put weight at all on his right leg, so he's just making, as a Marine would do, he's making the best he can out of it and still trying to help those around him. But you have a wide variety of people with a wide variety of problems. You can see broken legs, broken noses. I mean, there's just a lot going on. So you've got this luggage, and at this point, the fire has raised the amount of light and illumination in the area. Somebody asked earlier about what kind of area you were in. It appears that you are in a flat, open area near a lot of woods on every side. So if you imagine a large wooded area, this is a open, flat area in the middle of that, probably about 300-400 feet across in every direction. The plane just got lucky and landed somewhere that it wasn't all trees. One thing that everybody can make me a spot hidden, please.
Of course.
I got a 0-1.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice. 98. Nope.
67.
Okay.
20 even.
Look at you, Sean.
I know.
Making a roll. So, the 2 of you that made it.
My one for the night.
See, off in the distance, in the darkness, beyond the forest, a flashing red light in the sky. We've all seen them. It's probably a radio tower or a cell tower or something like that. But that's off in the distance, just as you survey your surroundings. So let's open luggage. Is that what y'all would like to do while you've got it? And everybody, I mean, you've got a bunch of people who need help. There's a limited amount of help you can provide them for their injuries right now. So let's start with Tom. You had how many luggages?
4.
4. So I'm not going to tell you what's in them. I'm going to tell you that they are regular people's luggage. That it's just like if you and I went on a trip, right? And so you will be able to find 4 things of use to you. I'll let you dictate what they are, but it's not going to be like a weapon.
Right? Yeah. No,
Could
it's
be a
probably
knife.
going to be like.
Could be a knife. I mean, you actually can ship a knife in a carrot.
I was gonna say, hopefully, like either a pocket knife or like a Leatherman type situation.
Sure.
Probably a really thick pair of socks, an extra sweatshirt, and maybe a small toiletries pouch kind of thing. That's it's got like.
You've got a toiletries pouch with some stuff in it. You've got a Hello Kitty sweatshirt, 2 sizes too big for you.
Perfect.
And some nice woolly socks.
Excellent.
And your Leatherman,
Yep.
which does have a small knife blade on it. So scraps, I think you had 2 that were good, like a little step above, if I remember correctly. What items would you think come out? So you can either have 3 items out of these 2 bags, kind of like what Sean had, or you can have 2 nicer items out of these 2 bags. And Jocko, you see where this is going.
Yeah. Actually, I think I'll do with the 3. I want a decent pair of gloves, a scarf, and let's just go with a knife.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Alrighty. And Jocko.
You said I've got 2 pieces of luggage or something really useful. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Is that one really useful thing, or 2? Or?
It would be 2 really useful things, or if we want to talk about something ridiculously useful, I could be talked into it.
All right. I think first thing I would want would be, I would imagine that we were going somewhere cold, since it looks like it's winter, and we are somewhere probably in Europe, I'm guessing, right?
We're going to Switzerland.
Exactly. So maybe people who went on ski trips, so I'm going to look for like a parka, like a ski jacket or something.
Okay, you can have that. Yes, sir.
Okay. Did they possibly have any other ski equipment, like skis or poles, that sort of thing?
Wouldn't have been in the luggage. I mean, I guess you could. Poles would be within the realm of possibility.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll look for poles.
Okay. Yeah, you've got a pair of ski poles that came out of a large duffel bag type thing.
And any other warm clothing to cover the essential appendages, gloves, socks.
So I think those are your 2 big items.
Take it.
And the rest of the stuff is mostly useless. But we'll come back to that in a little bit. So you've got some stuff. What are y'all going to do? You can tell that the Marine has enlisted the assistance of a woman in trying to help people in terms of he is scavenging, and you see he's literally like taking like bathrobes out of some of this luggage and putting it over people as blankets, trying to get as best a care for them. And he kind of calls over to y'all and says, "How long y'all think before help gets here?"
It's hard to say. Are any of the stewardesses alive?
No, not by my count.
Okay. How many? What's the casualties look like? It looks like.
So I'm going to run you down real quick the list. Fractured skull, torn ankle ligaments is on the Marine. This is the ankle, right? Minor cuts and bruises for the woman that's helping him. There's another woman, broken nose, sprained back. You got a guy with a broken leg, another guy with a fractured pelvis, a woman with sprained wrist, a guy with a broken arm and a broken nose, and then lastly you've got one guy with minor cuts and bruises.
And how many people survived versus how many people are no longer?
Y'all and 9 other people.
So we got a lot more dead than alive.
To have survived this is a minor miracle in and of itself, which is actually true, I think, for most jet crashes.
Yeah, I tell him. I think my next priority is to get those bodies to safety, like away from the fire, so they don't burn, and then sort of take note of who's got what as far as the bodies.
You talking about the people that are hurt or the dead?
The dead. The dead.
There are a lot of dead. You're probably looking at about 100 people.
Okay.
So in some cases, you can move them easily, Jocko.
Sure.
In other cases, you would have to brave the fire to get them out because they are currently burning.
All right. I'm not braving fire for the dead people.
Okay. So let's say if you want to take the time to do it, you can spend time and get about 43 of the dead out of the way where they won't be burned and they're just kind of semi-lined up. And the rest of them are going to burn because the expansiveness of the jet fuel leak and then fire is pretty significant.
I think
before the jet fuel spreads too much, can I look around and see if that mysterious Fed suit guy is laying around somewhere?
He is. Yeah, he's laying. He's got one leg that's bent at an awkward angle that isn't physically possible if he's alive, and his neck is bent at an awkward angle with a big gash down his head, so it looks like he died in the impact.
I'm gonna go rifle through his stuff.
Okay. You see that he is a stock trader from San Francisco named Mario Laguna.
Mario. Unfortunate you didn't have more interesting stuff going on, Mario.
He's got a watch. He's got a watch and a wallet and $300, and that's about it. But he's doing carry
stuff. In that case, Dane, who doesn't trust checking luggage and doesn't carry weapons, is just gonna start pulling their winter clothes out of their backpack.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so as we begin to get ready to, I will say this is one thing, Jocko, I should point out. There are clothes on some of the dead, right? You pulled them out before they got burned up. There are clothes there, and so I mean it's not optimal, but it's survival. So I'll lay that out there.
Jocko made it a point to take the bodies that were similar to his size and his companion size.
Very good, very good, very pragmatic choice.
Yeah. Also more meat on them, just in case we do that.
So the night will go on for a bit as the wounded are tended to and made warm by some of the other characters. Jocko pulls people out. There's clothes available. Jocko, what is your size?
About 5'10", 185.
Okay. So I will ask all of you to note his size and figuring out, whether you likely could fit into clothes. I mean, there will be some clothes that will be tight on you. If you choose to cannibalize them from some of the dead, that's okay. There will be others that will be too big, like the Hello Kitty sweatshirt. That's okay. This is a survival situation. Y'all were dressed for travel. You were not dressed to survive in a blizzard in the Yukon with significantly low temperatures.
I'll try not to show off my North Shore parka too much.
Fair enough. Fair. So what y'all gonna do? You basically got yourself so you can have clothes. You're somewhat stable.
I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go check that bathroom.
Okay. So there is no bathroom. You have to go sit behind a tree.
No, I mean I'm looking for the bathroom from the plane.
Oh, okay. Make me a luck roll. No, actually, no. You can find that.
Okay.
It's there. It's not going to be disintegrated. It was at the back end of the plane, so yeah, it's there. I mean, it's all busted to shit, but
Yeah.
I'm
just gonna glance inside and see if we see anything weird, or if that was.
So, the bathroom looks the bathroom looks fine, except for having gone through the crash. One of the husks is still there, wedged into the corner. The other one is gone.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll just grab that. What is it? Dead? Looks like it's dead, or
It looks
just
like-
shed skin.
Yeah, it looks like shed skin.
All right,
Now
I'll
that
just grab.
now that it's not moving in the bad light of a bathroom. Yeah.
I'll just put that in my pocket.
Okay, fair enough. What y'all gonna do next?
I'm going to assess this. That we're probably not going to get any sort of rescue until the first light. What is the survival situation here? We're out in the open to the elements here. How far away is that tree line?
Tree line, I think I said, is a couple 100 yards in any direction.
Well,
So like somewhere between 100 and 200 yards.
I'm going to look at these people. Could they be, like put on a busted seat and drug?
Maybe, but there are more of them than you.
Yeah. What about setting up at least something to break the wind? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, actually it is. If you can find, that's not a bad. So some of the plane was not actively on fire, and actually the Marine, whose name is Walt Garrison, he actually concurs. He's like, "That's good thinking. That's real good thinking." Yeah, can you help me get them into the plane, and we'll use what's left of the fuselage to
Absolutely.
shield them.
We got to get these people out of the elements as best
Are
we
any-
can.
Look, I got a terrible busted ankle. Are any of you capable of making your way away from here? Because he looks up at the light that y'all did too, and he's like, "That might be a way we can make some contact with rescue."
I was thinking the same thing. I was just
Maybe
trying to
so.
figure out about what's your estimate on distance? That looks like a couple of miles at least.
He looks at it, he says it's hard. He says it's hard to tell at night in the dark, but probably somewhere between a mile and 2.
What time is it?
Right now, it's close to midnight.
Okay.
So I need to ask: are any of you people who have dealt a lot with pain or injury in your careers or life?
I've been injured.
Okay.
Pain
guess
deals with pain in like a
So-
BDSM way.
So
Scraps for sure.
I'm going to say again, this Marine appears to have torn ligaments in his ankle. And so the fact that he's moving around at all is a fucking miracle. But
I was gonna say that's either badass or otherworldly.
no, well, yeah, it's okay.
I'm
Sure.
just-
I'll roll with that. Yeah, that's right. I like that.
Yeah.
Or both.
That's pure adrenaline right now.
No,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, give him an
Alright.
hour when that wears
Yeah,
off and the shock sets in. That's a different story.
So if y'all will help, you can get those people to the fuselage. And that'll take you about an hour to do. You're looking at being in the thick of the 1 o'clock type time frame. What are y'all gonna do?
I feel like 2 people should go check out this tower with the blinking.
I think we could do that, but we could do that when it's daytime, so we can see what we're doing.
Okay.
Maybe all huddle up for the night. Try to get
I
some
can-
sleep.
I concur. I mean, we've it's only going to get colder, and we don't know what the weather or a weather front may move in, and we'll lose complete visibility in that dark. So
That is
I
a
think-
question also whether you'll see this during the day. The red light sticks out like a sore thumb in the dark, but during the day, who knows?
And we'll make a. These are pieces of plane maybe that I can use to make like a little arrow pointing the way that we need to go in the morning.
Sure.
Just sort
Yeah,
of
that's
stick them
easy
in the
enough.
snow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good idea.
I think if we're gonna set up camp, I'm gonna try to assist with that as much as possible. I'll probably suggest watch shifts just to make sure that like nothing happens during the course of the evening, that somebody tries. I know it's cold, I know it's we've all been through a lot and we're all probably fairly exhausted between adrenaline and what have you, but I still think that it would be best to make sure that we can sleep in shifts, partially to check on the people who are injured, partially to make sure that we can keep an eye on our surroundings. But the entire time, I'm just going to be like, you guys took me out of a comfortable, warm, clean bed, and now I'm out here, and it's just insanity, and I'm missing Salisbury steak night. I miss pudding. I miss pudding. Like, the whole time is just grumbling about it the entire time.
Just think of it
Very
as
good.
one giant snow cone, really.
So as you hunker down for the night, trying to survive the darkness and the bitter snowfall,
Yeah.
everybody huddling together, the hope and the despair are palpable as everybody thinks their number may be up. And this is a great time for us to end for this week.
Oh.
And we will return next week and see who made it through the night and who didn't.
That's a good point.
Keep those luck rolls.
Yes,
Nice.
sir. So some quick reminders and a thanks, and then we will head out for the night. Omega, can you provide us the winners of the giveaway? Oh, we don't have a giveaway. My bad. Old habits are hard to break, guys. So, Fen with the YouTube.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe to the Games Tavern YouTube channel right now. Subscribing is free, and you don't miss any of the action and access to all of the shows and content. Your likes and positive comments on the videos help future adventurers find out about our shows.
Very good. Bill, I mistakenly gave you the giveaway stuff that doesn't exist, so you just want to
All
tell
right.
us something interesting about yourself?
There's not much interesting. I'm currently running at a local place, a 5e Call of Cthulhu-ish D&D game, and scared the heck out of my players. I'm
Nice.
enjoying every week.
I'd love to hear about that, actually.
Nice.
So our cast has had a great time tonight. They've survived so far. And before we terminate the data feed for this evening, let's have them recap who they are and where you can find them. Jose, I want you to be sure to tell us where people can go see and buy your art, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, I'm David Quick. I'm @notorious_GMD on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook as David Quick, and I'm on the Discord here at the Games Tavern also. Let's go with Jocko. Let's go with Jose.
My name is Jose. You can find me on Twitter at Jedge Ortiz Art. That's a JEJORTIZ. You can find my art station. It's the same thing. I'm an artist. I do fantasy artwork, doing some stuff for the TTRPG industry, and you can find some stuff on my website and on Twitter. That's what I'm doing.
Very good. Next up, Fen.
Hey y'all, my name is Fen Bowman. I have been playing Dane Prastic this evening. You can find me on Twitter at Puppy Plants. 2 very easy words put together. You can also find me in the Games Tavern Discord.
Alrighty. Bill.
Hi, I'm Bill. You can find me on a lot of the places as Grumpy Lizard. A couple of them are Grumpy Lizard 42. That's about it.
Alrighty. And lastly, Sean.
I'm Sean Krellin, best known on Facebook, Instagram, etc. as Ego Von Hubris. I do sort of local hosting, but if you want to, if you need a talk box for a thing, reach out to me. It's it's a good time. I've been playing Tom Jones this evening. It's nice to go from unhinged to moderately hinged, and hopefully we'll just get stronger as the time goes on. So it's nice to be lucid again. But I also want to take this opportunity and give a big shout out to Omega Control, our technical specialist, Jack Kelling. And I also wanted to say, don't forget to check out Dirty Deeds on Wednesday, Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction on Thursday. And just a big thank you for tuning in to help us not only shape this event, but also giving us the opportunity to do what we love to do, which is to entertain and play games for all of you. We do this for you, and we look forward to your continued feedback and participation. So keep it coming, because the more you can help shape this madness, not only does it help give us sort of a neat direction to go in, but also it's just a lot of fun to see what you come up with and what you want to see us try to tackle next. So keep them coming, and we look forward to doing this for you later on too. So tune in next week.
Very good. So next week we will continue with Snowcrash Part 2 and see if our investigators can survive the worst that the Yukon can dish out, and worse. Until next week, when we will pick up the action, which, by the way, we didn't get as far tonight as I thought we would, and that's okay. This is a bit of a sandbox, but we have one poll answer standing out there waiting for y'all for next week. So I can't wait to see what it is.
Oh boy.
And I do appreciate the audience's participation and in giving us some direction through our polls, because it does shape the story quite nicely. Your bug
You could have gave us they could have gave us a first aid kit.
The bug husks was amazing, gang. Let me tell you, we got so much mileage out of that.
Oh damn.
Oh yeah, yeah. That whole bathroom scene was insane. I love it.
Yes. So, until next week, this is the Omega Files cast and crew signing off. Be seeing you.